Feeling fancy free.
Fancy free.
Refulgent. But, okay. Are we live? Let me share this link.
What does that mean? Should be live. I'm checking.
Okay.
You've only done this how many times?
Something was wrong. Tap to retry. Feeling fancy free. Okay. That's my
Yes,
bad.
sir.
Refulgent means to shine brightly, you know? Just to be radiant.
Mm-hmm.
Had a good
Okay.
weekend, boys.
Did you hit with the likes of Dan Kessler and Zach DeRosa in that group?
I did not. We hit with the squad today.
Oh. Oh, very nice.
Nice.
Team Meyer.
Wasn't
Team Meyer. How many people you think?
Yeah, 6 show up, I believe.
Solid for a Tuesday during the day.
Yeah, and then Frank was there with everyone's favorite autist, Zach Kane.
Nice.
Fun.
Very nice. Yeah, I know. I got invited to hit at like 3:55. I got a text saying we're hitting at 4:30. So, and thanks for the heads up there, Dan Kessler.
Oh, Dan.
It's beautiful, dude. It's an awesome week. I got to bug big time today. Like, I just texted Rosenstock a bunch of thoughts, and then he's like, "Do you want to call me?" And then we spoke about the same four things that we've spoken about every day before for 8 minutes and hung up. And four of them were just, man, how excited are you for the season? So it was, I was kind of a pathetic person today with how much I thought about softball.
Stock is great for that.
Oh, absolutely.
He's just ready to talk ball all the time.
Correct.
He's a
And
guy
things
that,
we've already agreed to weeks ago, confirmed on Saturday or Sunday when we scrimmaged, confirmed again today. We'll confirm again on Thursday. What else? Should we? The biggest news I think that came out of that we missed because we missed last week's podcast. Some unavailabilities from some people, some unfortunate scheduling. So we missed to talk about that Easter tournament that happened. Whatever you want to call that, the thing that Frank put together. Did you get to play in that? Because it seemed like it was a pretty fun time from everything I saw and heard.
no, I'm in Florida for Easter every year, so I don't. And last year I remember it was like late, so I missed the Commissioner's Cup as well. I remember watching it in Florida because I usually go there for a couple weeks. I went there for 10 days.
Mm. Seemed like a good time. Seemed like people enjoyed it. So,
Yeah,
I
well
think,
run. Congrats to Team Fratkin.
yeah,
It looks like everyone missed on Cameron Gill. Is what it looks like.
yeah, this kid's just nuking left and right. I'm hearing.
Yeah, yeah. I think
Yeah.
he's got no defensive position apparently, but I think you can find a defensive position easier over a season than you can find that swing.
Hmm.
So it looks like
Yeah.
Pat and Team Pangaro got a nice steal. They have that team is going to be good. They're going to be tough.
I, I, I think, it depends on that Ruthberg kid and Gill. Like if they're gonna play above the rounds that they drafted, then
I think
you
it's
just
trouble.
have two steals, and I think they were 7-8. It's hard
Yeah,
to not be good when that happens.
when you have like an extra couple extra 4-5 instead of a 7-8 or a
Cor-
6-7 even.
Correct, right? Or even if they just play one, if you get your 8 as your 7 and your 7 and however that works out. But yeah, it helps them a lot, especially when you have guys like Ed and
Rob Cord.
Brock, just
Pat.
just professionals out there. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be a pain in the ass. Um, do we want to talk about scrimmages a little bit first, or do we want to talk about this new rule? Um,
Well, we can talk about the two league updates, right? I'll let you go into the rule. I think it's going to be a longer conversation, but the one big thing is Wednesday night games First pitch is now 8:15 p.m.
As opposed to
Our
8 p.m.?
correct. So
Yeah.
there's the two games on left and right. Our permits start at 7:30, so BP should be starting by 7:30. 45 minutes to hit. It's not going to rush anybody. We're not going to have certain umpires, Fogarty, excuse me, to just roll out of his car 1 minute before and be like, "Not my fault. You hit for 20 minutes. Couldn't get everyone in. We're starting because people had the permit." So we have the permits starting at 7:30. BP starts 7:30. Game 8:15. Should be plenty of time for everybody.
When do the lights go out? 10:15 or something like that?
I think they said like 10:45 or something. That's unconfirmed, but I think the Doug said that they'll be on for the length of the game. So whatever that would be, minus a half hour, so that they'll go off at some point this year.
Yeah. I like that. It gives us time to get there. Set up too.
Correct. Minuscule change in anything. Just needed that to get out to people because that'll affect people's travel and when they can hit and whatnot. But right. the big rule, the hit 11 rule that rumors are hit official today. I don't know how to explain it properly. It was a lot of reading. Okay, let's try. Let me pull this up. I did send Dennis the invite if we wanted to have him join, by the way. He said he's waiting for your cue, even though I sent him the link.
Do we want him in for this conversation? Because he's a bit of a artard.
No, we don't. All right, when the rule applies. The rule applies when a team has 10 players present and playing, and you always have to bat 11. The C player rule, it sounds like, is still in effect. This is how you create the 11th player. If the C player rule applies, the C player becomes the 11th, just like we were doing last year.
Correct.
Yep. If no C player applies, I take the 3 missing draft positions, calculate their average, and round up.
Correct.
So you go, if it would be 368, it's a total of 17, average of 5.67, round that up to 6. If the 6 is out, then your 7 bats twice. It's the next available player going down the draft order.
And if you start the game batting twice and the player shows up, that player will still have to bat twice. There's that rule in effect.
Yeah.
And if someone gets hurt, still the same deal. If you only have 9, the shorthanded rule takes precedence. It's only really going to come into play if there's 10 people there, exactly 10.
Correct. If there's 8 or 9, no rule change.
There's 11.
No double lineup hitter.
There's only 11 and you're missing 2 C players, then you still have the C player rule.
Correct. I think it's fine. I think it's better. It doesn't seem like it's going to be like that impactful where you can like bury a lineup or really help a lineup. It'll be interesting to see if it really affects anything. I don't know.
I think it's
I don't know how often people play with exactly 10.
You set this line right now, Martin, under over 5.5 total teams that this rule has to come into effect for throughout the season. I don't think it's going to be much more than that.
How many unique teams or how many total times?
I mean, like total times.
I think it's going to be over 5.
Where you have 10 even and the C rule is not in effect. I think it would have only happened a handful of times last year. I think it would have happened way less than we thought.
I think it's closer. I think it happens closer to 10 times than 0 times. So that's why I took your over.
Okay, fair. I think they did a good job with the rule. I mean, something had to be done. If that's how they felt, something needed to be done. They did something without doing too much. And we got to do a little bit of math, but it should be, easy to find the mean of 3 numbers between the 26 guys at that field. Someone's got to be able to do that math. So I think they did a good job. I think this makes people happy that we're upset, and it doesn't upset people that weren't unhappy.
Correct. It's kind of like the middle ground. It wasn't enough to make people go, "This is ridiculous," but I think most of the time you're gonna average out to like that 5 to 8 range, and then those are like those players are sometimes the coolest players on your team because they could win or lose. Well, they can't really lose you a game in that sense, but they could win you a game if, like, dude, imagine if Brett Easton shows up and he just decides, or Bob Bilodeau, who on our scrimmage decided he was literally Barry Bonds. Correct, dude. Yeah, so I think, if anything, I think it's like awesome that those are the players that are going to really benefit from this, because the 2 examples they gave us, if you miss a 3, 6, 8, you're 6 bats twice. You'd be your 7 in this. But if you're missing your 1, 2, 13, you're 6 bat twice. So it's always going to be like right in that middle range, and it's always going to be those players, which I love.
This is the only time I'll say this. I'm glad Dave made me a 4 because the chances of me having a bat twice is minuscule.
Dave might be playing chess. Everyone else is playing checkers.
Wannabe David Viggs says he can't get into the. Says unable to connect to studio for him.
Dennis said that.
I wonder if he's trying to use David's login again.
Let's try again. Just sent him another one. We'll try again. We have very important things to talk to Dennis about.
We do. You want to tease it a little bit, or?
One of my favorite days of the year is when, and look at that hat that he's wearing. Sir, how are we?
Very good.
David says my Wi-Fi works perfectly. Just letting you know. Wow.
Man, my internet
never
sucks.
beat the allegations, dude.
Wow. What's up, Dennis?
What's up, guys?
Did you
nice hat, sir.
To put you an outfit together so you look more fuckable than Nick Villani? Is that what you're trying to go for right now?
No, this is 4 hours of rec practice outfit. There's nothing, no thought went into this outfit.
We're the same guy, so same with my outfit.
How much sweat went into that outfit? Outdoor practice, I assume, in the lovely weather?
A lot of sweat, actually, yes. It went from very cold to very hot very quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, it did.
What a day today is. Getting the jersey release.
I think this is one of the most underrated days of the year. I really do. I talked about jerseys for way too long.
Dennis is the captain of team accessories, so he's the perfect guy to have on to talk about these jerseys.
Listen, I'm a big believer in
Wi-Fi does not want him to talk about these jerseys.
God damn it. Hold on, let me go upstairs.
Aren't you a gamer, dude? Aren't you supposed to have good Wi-Fi?
No, I hide in my basement. Hold on.
The numbers have tanked ever since you came on.
This is par for the course on this one.
This guy better take his shirt off or something and get us some followers.
Such a problem. He's got such a big house too. He's got to go through.
This is
He's running.
Okay, is that any better or no?
The quiet wealth of Dennis O'Connor.
Yeah, it is. God,
now you're my fucking
dog. A big house. You're a disaster. Dom, which of these jerseys
I wasn't ready for
is
this.
The nicest?
Okay, there we go. Yes, come here.
Ooh, honestly,
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
You seemed hesitant there. My first thought today was I was a big Conti supporter going after the draft, and then I saw these jerseys, freehold in the top left, and now I am out on Team Conti.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fat kid, and that reminds me of a root beer float, so I'm not too mad at it.
I love the color scheme, the desert tan into black. I don't know about the Argyle fade. I don't know what's going on there. But from a colors perspective, I thought that one was great, actually.
That's fair.
I think my best and worst is the Eric Bradley jerseys. Because they look, in a vacuum, they look so good, but it's the exact same jerseys last year. They just changed it to yellow.
They changed the blue a little bit.
It's a
supposed to be
slightly
themed after
different
the
blue.
UCLA.
It's the same reason I don't like the Pings jerseys. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just like the same exact one as last year. There's nothing different about it at all. It's just instead of
No,
blue font and cream writing, cream jersey, it's a white jersey with cream writing and blue piping.
Give us your bottom 5, Dennis. We don't care the
You know,
criteria as much. Give us,
it's actually pretty tough. I went back and looked at
very
last
much
year.
care about the criteria. Hold on.
well, I want him to give the
I need
5
all the
and then
criteria.
explain the criteria. I don't want him to get into the minutia in between every one.
That's fair.
So I can give you a bottom 5, but I got to be honest, they're all pretty good this year. Like you look back at last year's, there were some real dogs last year. There was a couple of very aggressive, artistic license taken that just kind of they went for it and it didn't really work. This year, they're all pretty solid. I think the Tuscany Rose one is my least favorite, and then to Dom's point, I'll get into it in a second.
Is that polls?
Yeah, they were also bad last year too.
David, I thought the same thing. I'm like, is that what fucking element is CG for? I couldn't fucking. I thought it was
You
like-
guys don't know accounting.
No,
You don't know
that's-
accounting. That's a classic accounting. That's how you do like negative numbers and shit. Put brackets around it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I was thinking of periodic table.
No, because he's a
Copper.
tax accountant.
But yeah, I got Tuscany Rose, the
This
Princeton
is a sick
one.
jersey though. The CG one is a sick jersey.
Totally agree. They also have them, I think, because I saw the box at East Francis today when I was at practice with my daughters. That was Anthony Toronto's name on it. I was like, wait a minute, they've been delivered.
Who's
Wow.
the Princeton jersey, Martin?
Who is Princeton?
I
That
know
feels
that-
like a Wallman jersey if I had to
know that
guess.
Doc Ballar's, but is Engage?
Princeton is Wallman.
It is Wallman. I just
Engage is
Bomb and Blit.
Pollock.
No,
No,
Engage is Pollock. I think Pollock swung very hard back the other way after last year's Stars and whatever that was. It's much more understated
I love
this year,
it. I
much
love this
calmer. It's very
jersey.
clean. It's like almost like a throwback
It's crispy.
Pirates almost.
David's taking credit in the group chat. That's just
The
unbelievable.
Princeton one I want to love. I really
Well,
want
to be
love.
fair, a lot of these I still need to see the hat because it makes or breaks the uniform. Ben's jersey, the Game
Some
Changers.
teams don't get hat.
Ben's jerseys are pretty mid. You see the hat he got with it though, and it goes from middle of the road to very good very quickly.
What are we?
Yeah,
Fucking Pretty
that's fair.
Woman. We're fucking judging the jersey right now.
Oh no, it's the whole kit.
Ben will never ever look good in any uniform. Let's
Well,
be
I didn't say
honest.
Ben specifically, but the jerseys.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you couldn't. There's no word.
Bad
Um,
looks
Hill
like the
is gonna
kid
look
from
fantastic.
Backyard Baseball, no matter what outfit he's wearing.
I think without question, most improved is Lombardi.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Last year's Lombardi jerseys were so bad; they were awful. And if you look at the bad jerseys from last year and the way everyone finished, there's a very strong correlation between bad jersey and bad finish. And I will tell you, they better keep their October open because those short smiles with the American flags sleeves are so good.
That
The
is-
dunk- The Frank
Unbelievable.
LaRocca Dunkaroos are a very divisive one. I
The
happen to really
Dunkaroos.
like the Dunkaroos.
And it's
I
What
know.
is your
it's
hat? Are you
AD and
wearing that
Sailor.
hat?
I do happen to have the Dunkaroo hat on, yes.
Was that intentional because you knew you were talking jerseys?
No, my daughter plays on the Rockies in rec, so I wear the Rockies hat when we practice.
Taco showed up to BP today in this exact jersey, but sweatshirt, sleeveless.
The Dunkaroo jersey?
Wow.
It was a Dunkaroo hoodie, but I think it's because of the tan Venezuelan skin made it pop really nice. I just don't know how they're gonna AD is gonna look phenomenal in that thing.
See, but that's another one. You look at hats, I think as nice as I like the jersey, I don't think the hat works. The white trucker hat mesh back doesn't do it for me.
Doesn't
The
do
way
it
those
for you?
hats. No. I absolutely hate the Eagles. I really like the Pro Care jerseys. Those Kelly Green jerseys are sick. I got really excited about the Goddard jerseys until I realized I couldn't count because I thought there was the same amount of lettered in Goddard as there was in Cardinals. I was like, oh, that's awesome. They made it exactly the same. And I was like, wait, nope, that's 8 versus 9. I'm an idiot. but that one works really good, especially because the Goddard took a big swing last year with the steel plating thing.
Yeah,
That
didn't
when
work.
Nick Toronto cut the sleeves off, granted anything sleeveless on Nick Toronto would look good.
Yeah,
It looked pretty sweet, but I feel like that was a very big
I like
artistic leap.
I like the Goddard ones. I wish those two birds were fucking or something.
Or had hammers or some shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Just have a little joint in their mouth or something.
The Tech Tails, I feel like I like the throwback sunrise Astros, but if you're gonna go that way, and knowing how much everyone here hates the Astros, you could have went the throwback ASU tequila sunrises, which would have been very similar. But
I think people got to get over this Astros thing. This is old school NL Nolan Ryan punching Robin Ventura Astros. That's what people need to think about when they think about these jerseys. Not the cheaters.
I hear you. I hear you. But you remember that one commercial for Fruit of the Loom with Michael Jordan where he had like a Hitler mustache, and everyone's like, "Yeah, but
oh, he's on a plane, right?
yeah." They were like, "Yeah, but who was more famous with it?" You know what I mean? Like, what? Who was the more famous? You know, I'd say the cheater Astros are more on everyone's mind than Nolan Ryan's socking Robin Ventura.
Fair enough.
It's fair.
Fair. Good.
I'm not saying that. I'm not sorry. I'm not trying to say
All right,
Papa D's trying to revive the mustache. I think he did a great job. You just like, it's a cool jersey. If it wasn't associated with the Astros, it would be a top one for me.
Agreed.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, Dennis. Knowing what you do, as little as that may be, about the teams plus the jerseys, who is winning the league?
Goldfarb's going to be back in the finals.
Wow. They're back in the finals. Who are they losing to?
I mean, probably us, but if not us, I really
On jerseys, please, Dennis.
branding is such a tough thing because DiNapoli accidentally got us. There's a Colorado Rockies turn ahead the clock in like 1999. The Major League Baseball made like jerseys they thought would be cool in 2020, and they're all awful. But the Rockies one is actually pretty sick. But the problem is, this is a sponsorship. You want to put your company on there, and you can't really do that with the way those jerseys laid out. But they would have been awesome.
Mm.
I
Are we
gotta
concerned at all about two teams in this league having Rocky-themed jerseys when they're a pathetic organization?
There's nowhere to go but up.
Into that.
Nowhere to go but up on that one.
Great.
And they do have cool colors. They just suck at playing baseball. It's like the Royals. They just don't have any money.
That's fair.
But yeah, I'd go please guys. The Goldfarb ones. I'm gonna give you a final four. Us, Goldfarb, Lombardi, and Tom Carroll.
Wow.
Dom, if you guys wear your
Collective.
alternates, you also would be in that conversation.
You're the
Oh, you
only
guys
one
have
that
two
likes our
jerseys?
alternates better than our regular ones.
I'm a fan
Oh.
of bright, obnoxious colors, so those ones really do it for me.
You have the old what's it called? Not the old ones. The City Connect for the Padres. Is that what it is? With
Yeah, like the pink and blue one, though.
Arms and green. Also a little Marone-esque. Oh, not allowed to say that name. Sorry, Ronnie Pacheco. Don't fight me.
No, Marone's actually look good this year. I want to know,
He's
did
got a
he
hu-
make
he's
the
got a
80
fucking,
AI picture with the jerseys on, and then that informed the jerseys, or did he already have the jerseys and made the 80 AI picture? Because those things, in that AI picture, those red jerseys actually look really good.
Yeah, I think he
It's a
had.
great
I think
question.
they had the. This got Brandon Tornetta written all over it. This color coding system was not done by someone slipping slowly into senility. So Brandon's fingerprints are all over this. But he's got the old school knickers, the socks, the hat. Glenn really went full bore.
Yeah.
I think Glenn was waiting for himself to draft a really good team, which he did this year, to really break the bank on the jerseys.
I gotta respect it. He's been thinking this up for years. Just all red.
Just all red.
Glenn, what do you think of the jersey this year? Red.
Yep.
Just an instigator, baby.
Sure.
All right, Dennis, you got
So, is there
anything
anything
else?
else? Anything else jersey wise?
No, that's the gamut. We did a good job this year. I was really ready to have bad ones, and there really aren't any. They're all pretty solid.
Do you wish you now got drafted by the Lombardi team?
Uh, Certainly the fears I had were misplaced because their jersey is sick.
I never heard a guy not want to get drafted by a team because of the gear, and nothing to do with anything else. It's like
No, the Lombardis are
I'll go,
wonderful people,
I'll
but I
go
was like,
0
oh, I don't know about that
22.
jersey though.
I won't wear a bad jersey. I don't care.
Hey, listen, you got to feel good about the way you look when you're playing. Plus, I got spoiled. I had Frank the first season. I got like 37 different pieces of gear. I had like 5 jerseys, sweatshirt, shorts. It was great.
A limo to the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Dion always said, "Look good, feel good, play good, pay good."
It's on to
That's
something.
it. That's all you need. If Dion's saying it, you know it's true and correct.
Exactly.
All right, we got Jomo next doing the power tiers, Dennis. So I'm sure you're going to be locked in for that.
I might actually wait till tomorrow so I have something else to watch besides this again, right after watching it for the first time.
We know you're lying, but we'll let you lie because we're your friends.
All right. I guess I'll see you guys later then.
Get the fuck out of here.
Do you kick me or how does this work?
You just click leave, that'd be cool, but I
Dennis,
could
like,
try
I've
to
never
kick
been
you.
broken up with before. How do you do this? What do you do?
I don't, no one ever wants to stop talking to me. I don't know.
I would love to stop.
Ladies and
talking to
gentlemen,
you.
Zach Kane. That was Zach Kane, ladies and gentlemen.
Dennis is one of those people that I'm in group chats with, and I can get absolutely buried in a group chat in an hour, and it's because of Dennis, sometimes because of you, but Dennis is a key contributor.
Yeah, the two of us, we're the same guy, so the two of us together is just a lot.
Yeah, yeah. You guys are like on the same like weird wavelength, and it's fucking hilarious sometimes, but who knows?
Sometimes it's cumbersome.
Yeah. All right, we got Jomo coming on. I think Joe has some of like the best insights in the league. I feel like he presents himself. LOL, don't be so serious, Marty. Thanks, Ronnie. I love listening to Joe do these power rankings. I think he's done the last couple years we've been doing the pod, and had to have him on again. It's only right.
Under over
Well,
39 and a half
Bradley
times he
Drew.
says the word squad.
What's up, boys?
Great
Queens
question.
Boulevard.
What's up,
Going on?
What's up, Joe?
How we doing?
Back in the study. Look at this guy. What a well-read gentleman.
Back in the old office. What's going on, guys? How's the night going?
Night's going lovely, buddy. How are you?
Yeah, good. Can't complain. Just preparing for Sunday's next scrimmage. By the way, how's the Wi-Fi on my end? I heard last time it kind of sucked.
Yeah, I mean, you seem okay right now. A little bit choppy, but
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean,
we'll figure it out.
hopefully it's okay.
Fuck him, Joe. How was your scrimmage? Tell me
Where did
about
Marty
your
go?
scrimmage. That's a great question.
It was
Maybe-
good, bro. We scrimmaged against. It was good, bro. We scrimmaged against La Rocca. It was a fun little Sunday morning. It was good getting out with the boys, seeing the team together for the first time. I mean, I guess we did keep track of the score. We did win. So, yeah, Marone's texting me saying little fuzzy.
Yeah,
I'm not
you are
sure
a little
why.
bit.
For some reason, why on this app. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure why that is. We're off to a great start here, Dom. We got no Marty. Oh, his Wi-Fi's down. There you go. Ironically.
Just me and you, baby. My
He
question
said he's
is
working
now,
on it.
um, you've been in the league a while. How much, like, what are you trying to
20.
glean? 20 plus
What's
years?
up?
How many years?
20. Yeah, 20. 22 years.
Jeez. What, like, how serious are you
22
taking
years, dude.
scrimmage? Like, how, like, what are you trying to see? Are you just really just trying to get out there, shake off the rust? Like, what kind of, what are you kind of looking for in these scrimmages? Being, like, you've won a championship recently. Like, did you look at some of your teams and know, like, in the first couple scrimmages, like, yeah, we got a squad, or we're gonna be in
Yeah.
trouble?
I don't even think it's so. I think it's a couple of things. I think it's just making sure that the body still feels good. I can move, move around in the outfield a little bit. And then from a defensive perspective, at least for me, it's seeing what the guys, what to expect from the guys to the left and the right of me, how they're going to move, how they're going to react to balls. I mean, we had a ball drop in between Curdy and I, and that's on me, but that's just getting to know the guys next to me. And just feeling it out a little bit. I mean, it was a pleasure to play on the back of the middle school, all turf. So that was nice for the body. And yeah, just kind of feeling the team out and, just kind of seeing what we got, and it was great. First experience went really, really well.
Because you're looking to defend the title, a title
Well,
you.
yes. Well, with them, fair. Yes, with them. And they got 8 guys back on the same squad. So I'm filling some big shoes in Villani, but, I'll do my best. I do have them by 20 years. So that's a little rough.
That's experience, baby. That's what you got. That's what comes with.
Yes. So,
Did you happen to catch any of the other scrimmage? Was it
um,
Kessler and Carroll, correct?
yeah, I did catch the one a bit before us, which was Kessler and Carroll. I know Tom didn't play, so you really couldn't judge
Right.
that squad to the fullest. And the Kessler squad, no, what's his face, Greenspan Jr. still not, in town just yet. I think he's up at school, so a little difficult to judge those two teams. It'd be unfair of me to say I think X, Y, or Z. So I think they're both going to be fine. But yeah, it was good. It was good seeing those guys play a little bit before we jumped out there. How about yourself? If I have to ask, how did your scrimmage go?
Scrimmage was good. I think we played Todd's team. I think Todd's got a really scrappy squad that's going to be really good on open fields.
Yep.
Um, and I think the game after was Byko Bomb and Blit, and I don't have enough nice things to say about this Bomb and Blit team. I
Well,
was
we're gonna get there for me too. Yeah.
I was thoroughly impressed with them. I thought Josh was pitching great. I don't know if this is going to be the year where we stop letting people jump off the mound, but if it's not, I think Josh is not only going to be a great pitcher, but he's got a great defense behind him, man. He's got like 4 or 5 guys that could play 2, 3 positions
Yep.
really well. He's got Richie and Eric up the middle. He had Bernie at third, who looked very good. Joe Tracy and Ush in the outfield. Like every kind, a place for everything, everything in its place. And then you could put Bernie in the outfield and Ush back at third. You have Jeff Friedman lurking around in right field, batting eighth. Like this lineup is deep. This defense is thorough. I think Eric did a phenomenal job. I mean, what did Josh go in the 9th, 10th round? So
He won the 10th round. Yeah, you're hitting on all my points, and we'll get into the. I know we're gonna get into the tiering and everything, but I mean, to your point, Dom. I mean, outside of the offense and the defense, the thing that scares a lot of teams, and you can put pressure on teams, is the speed. And if you look at they've got 5 or 6 guys that are absolute burners. I mean, between Eric, Richie, Joe Tracy, Rhythmill, Bernstein. I mean, you can go down the line. They're going to put a lot of pressure on teams. And yeah, we'll get to the whole tiering thing, but I couldn't agree with you more on every point you hit on.
sick. I'm
What's up?
as smart as the pundits.
Tell us I'm back.
Tell us about your scrimmage, Martin. What you saw at your fields. I think you're the last field we kind of have to look.
Yeah, so we played first against Polzer. We were missing DeRosa 2, Easton 6, Carlin 7. So Defensively, we were all over the place. We didn't have our shortstop, didn't have our right center fielder, third baseman. So offensively, we hit the ball pretty solid up and down the lineup. So pretty excited about that. Polzer's team, I'm gonna chop up to it being a scrimmage on Morel, and the fact that their outfield was a disaster kind of scares me. I don't know what type of depth they have, but Cumber was got put in a whirlwind by the wind at Morel. So see what they can do defensively. They'll be a fine lineup. But I don't think I'm like too scared of that team. I think that remains consistent. And
And that
then
could be real.
I would was that
No, I was going to say, Marty, and the Cumber thing could be a lack of experience from playing at Morel and the wind there and everything. So
correct? Yeah, I'm chalking it up to being a throwaway game for them,
yeah,
especially like they were missing Joel Podos. They were trying Jeff Arnold out in the infield in different positions. So I don't know. They got a great defensive middle, right? With Santa, Joey Park, Gaglio, and Richie Allen is just such an animal that the five of the middle of their defense, the five of them will be top notch for sure. Just the corners.
yep.
And then I watched I pitched, but Drzezinski versus Lombardi. Lombardi didn't have Nick Villani or Klashinsky Jr. And sometimes you would not really have known in their lineup that they were missing their 1 and 2. It was just 11 deep the other day. Everybody was hitting it hard. It didn't matter who was up. Like Afaz, I don't know if he's there 11 or 12. I'm scared to pull it up. It's absolute beast for an 11 or 12 or whatever round he was.
I'll look up right now. I think he's there 11, but I could be wrong.
I thought he was there 12, but either way, a guy gets on base. He knows how to.
Point still stands. Yeah, there's such a deep lineup that at no point it was. What were you saying, Joe?
He's the 11.
Wow.
I just checked.
The 11. That means Paul's the 12, and then Klashinsky Jr. Like Nick Klashinsky, as a 13, he's too fast. He's so fast.
Yeah,
he hits the ball at
a
third
good
base.
13. Yep.
50% chance he's on.
Yep, he's a very good 13. Comparatively to like all these other 13s,
Yeah.
he's a very, very good 13. You could make an argument that he could be a 12.
He's better than Dan Kessler. It's not even close.
Yeah, he's solid.
And Will Perez is a 10. He's too good of a hitter to be a 10. So that Lombardi team is a great lineup.
Good team. Really good team. Good for them, too, because they just had a really rough season. So. Oh, and I watched the Goddard Toronto scrimmage at East Francis. As if I didn't have no life already, but I did watch that game, and just because I wanted to see Nick's team in action, to see if they're as good as I think they are, and boy, I think they are. Granted, there's no umpire. You're at East Francis. Joe is going to have to, get away with pitching flat a little bit, throw strikes. But man, do they have and he feels the middle way better with him and both Toronto's behind him. Like kid Lewicki at third. Their outfield is fine with Eddie and A-Rod. And man, they smash up and down the lineup. Like they have Bickoff and Chalia as their 12-13. Like really good team. Looked like they overwhelmed Goddard's team a little bit. But I'm not really worried about Goddard's team. I like their makeup. They were missing Evan Abramson. Like they have a good team all the way around too. I don't think it was an indictment against Goddard's team, but kind of almost this Toronto team is going to be a real problem, I think.
Yeah, they do look on paper. They do look very good.
Anything noteworthy from that Lewicki kid? He always intrigued me. He's like 35.
A lot of power to the right side. At third, he looks a little bit shaky, which scares me because I think he's going to get better. So, I think once he kind of gets into the groove, and he's playing next to Nick Toronto the whole time, and he improves, I think this team is a scary thing. I don't know how he is pulling the ball, but his swing to right feels very nice. And if he's got that in his bag too, then I think he was as big of a steal as Cameron Gill because I think he went late as well in the seventh round or something like that. So,
So Dom Nick was at short.
yes,
Okay, interesting. I guess right. It makes sense. And then Eddie and A-Rod up the middle.
yep. Heitzner's on the corner. Sometimes Heitzner at first base. You know,
Got it.
and Anthony played a great second base. Nothing is getting by him. And Nick, the main difference in this game was the balls up the middle, the defense up the middle for the Toronto team with Joe Juraski there. He fields the middle better than Jeff. And then I think Nick is a little bit better shortstop than Pete. And
Yeah.
Grant is a little bit of a better shortstop than Joe. And I think like they're all of them very close to each other, but the sum was kind of greater up the middle for the Toronto team. And I played with Joe and Pete all last season. They're gonna be fine. I just think that this Toronto team, they hit the ball so fucking hard. So even these balls that they're like whizzing past the pitcher, these are not kind of chintzy balls. These are balls that you're asking, and the Torontos are fucking wailing up the middle. And I think they're going to do that against whoever they want.
Well,
Eddie,
they open with us, Dom. So that at swim club. So that'll be a test for sure right off the bat.
Yep, and I think a big field for them. I know they have Nick Toronto, but I think a big field lends to what they want to do. They have a fast middle outfield, and they want to hit a bunch of singles, and they want to put a lot of pressure on their defense with, this Rivera. He's a late rookie.
Yeah.
He's running around all the time with a smile on his face. They look like they've got good vibes. They got Uncle Mike Heitzner there, so I really like their team. I'm very high on their team. I have been since the draft. But I kind of watching their scrimmage, I kind of remain pretty high. I just think that both Torontos, they are great leaders as far as like they'll work with you before the game and they never get kind of. I mean, Nick can be a loose cannon. Nick has a much shorter fuse than Anthony does, but for the
It's a
most
between
part,
the lines thing with Nick.
yeah. But they're very composed.
Yeah.
Like they're never out of a game. Mentally, they're not going to get cheated. They're not mentally weak, and that kind of goes across to the rest of your guys from the top down. So I think their team is going to be really good.
Yeah, agreed.
Let's get into your tiers, Joey. I think that's all the schedules. I didn't see the schedule for this coming week for the scrimmages, but I think everyone kind of has an idea where they're at by now.
Yeah, a lot of nice Union Hill lingering, I'm sure, this Sunday with the scrimmage schedule, and I know the permits are all set, so we're no concerns there about moving around.
I was looking forward to some lingering on Sunday, and I was upset. I was upset I didn't get a chance to do that. I was also upset I had to walk to fucking Muni, but
I'm a fan of Muni. I hate to say it, but I don't mind defending and playing there. So maybe it's just an old school thing, but I don't mind that field at all. The walk is a little bit of a bitch, but other than that, I don't mind it.
you're a skinny guy that hits 500. I'm a fat guy that hits 200.
Relax with the 500. I'll give you the skinny, Dom, but I won't give you 500.
I'll give it to you this year.
We'll see. I hope so.
Martin is in a blender right now.
Yeah, Martin, you are in a. Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
It's crazy, dude. I can't see you on my laptop for some reason, so I have to join from the phone. But the phone Wi-Fi is worse than the computer Wi-Fi, so I'm in an absolute blender.
I mean,
fighting for my life out here is
People
perfectly
been
fine
texting me
all day.
for 2 weeks. Where's the pod? How comes there's no pod? And look what you. This is the type of.
It's just unbelievable.
like, this is
It's
the equivalent
unbelievable.
to
I don't even know if these headphones
now.
are working. Do you hear me twice? I'm here twice. I don't fucking know.
Are we good now, Martin?
I think we're good. I can see you. I can hear you. You look great. How are you?
Okay. I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing great.
All right,
I was ready
better
to
than
jump.
me.
I was ready to jump into the tiers, but I want to make sure you're good. You're all set.
We're great.
Okay.
We are great. Let's roll.
Is this all right? We started out like the strength of my arm, but we're gonna get into this.
Can only get back. Can only go up from here.
All right. So why don't I do this just to make it a little interesting? I'll pick a team, and you guys tell me where you think. I'm putting you on the spot a little bit here, where you think
Love
it
it.
belongs, and then I'll tell you where I put them. And keep in mind, let's preface this by saying it was extremely challenging to put these teams into tiers. Like Marty, I texted you like 5 different versions because I was teetering. I kept tinkering with this, because I truly feel like there's not a lot of tier 3 teams. I would say everyone kind of fits like that middle mold for me, where I could see everyone hovering around 500. So this was extremely difficult. Um, just want to note that. And by the way, last year I did pick LaRocca and Goldfarb in tier 1. They made it to the final, so not too shabby with the tiers.
You're like
no.
Peter Schrager.
Yeah, Joey Scheffler. Okay, so I'll start with Byko, but Dom, go ahead. You go first. You were gonna say something.
There are 3 tiers.
3 tiers, 6 in each. 3 tiers, 6 in each tier.
Where I would put them, or where I think you put them.
No, where would you? Good, fair question. Where would you put the Byko squad? And both of you, where do you guys think they belong?
I put
So
them.
Marty's going Uno.
I put them in tier 2,
Hmm.
and I put them there because of the leadership of Byko and Napoli.
Okay.
I put them in 2.
So-
Meaning that they're a tier 3 team, that leadership makes a tier 2 team, or
Yeah.
they're.
Wow. So you actually have them down even further.
You think they're bottom
I
16?
don't, because I believe in the guys on that team. If I didn't believe in the guys on this team, I would not think this team is going to be very good.
Interesting.
Marty, seems like you're going with 1. So
I'm very high on this Byko team. I'm high on the leadership. I'm high on the guys, and they check all of the boxes. I don't see how they're a bad team.
I'm high on pissing off Justin Bykovsky for the rest of the season. So
I don't mind that one bit. To be fair, Dom, I enjoy doing that ever since I was younger. I always enjoyed that.
I knew you'd understand.
Yeah, I completely get that. I had them originally in tier 1, and then I bumped them down to tier 2. So that's where they remain right now, is tier 2 for me. I think he's got a bit of a question mark at third base, which concerns him a little bit. They might have to move some pieces around, which I know he probably doesn't want to do. It would probably involve maybe moving like Jurgens to third, which I know he's not a fan of. I'm saying Jurgens probably isn't a fan of. He loves second base. Maybe you got to put somebody like whatchamacallit?
Maybe like McGuire.
McGuire, yeah, McGuire second, kind of tweak third base, right field around, and then just the lineup. I think, listen, you got to hope that someone like Baldino. I know the average on paper it wasn't fantastic, but he did have a great end to the season, so I'm not overly concerned about him. But then you have someone like Jason Feingold, drafted as a 5. You hope that guys like Costa and Coyle can kind of supplement the bit of a loss there. But yeah, I got them right now and at the second tier.
I just think they're gonna. They're kind of forced to make Nick or Chris a cleanup hitter, and
It's tough. That's a tough thing to ask
I
them.
love Bobby J. The way I look at it is he's gonna have to get the kind of, not the best, but he's got to get an elevated version of everyone on this team, including Dennis, and that's crazy to say after the year he had last year.
Yeah,
It's almost like you need someone. You kind of put Feingold at leadoff, hope it lengthens the lineup, and hope he has a good year where he can hit like mid to high 4s, push 500. If Jason Feingold's hitting 500, that's a problem. But if he's getting in that like
big time,
if he's in that like 430 to 470 range, that Joey Pargament type average range, something you expect from like Justin Coloraka type hitter. If you can get that at the leadoff, Byko 2, Dennis, Nick, Chris 5, that's like a
Yeah.
solid top 5.
Well,
That
and you got to
helps a
remember
lot.
too, like
And
guys
Jorgen.
like Costa and Coyle. Like I think that those 2 picks are tremendous for the team because I think that's where they really lengthen the lineup. I mean, I played with Chip last year. He's arguably the greatest human walking the face of the earth.
Salty
And honestly, like he can do a lot of damage in a lineup, and I think that Coyle can as well if he kind of puts it together a little bit. So we'll see. A couple of question marks there.
This could be an incredibly long lineup, worst case scenario.
Yeah, exactly.
Like 11 players not hitting what they should type offense.
Yep.
Because for my money as a pitcher, and if Nick is batting behind Dennis, that protects Dennis the best for me. Because Nick is a smart hitter, he's a smart ball player, and he's okay with the moment. But if Nick is batting in front of Dennis, anytime that Nick doesn't get on, I'm not really giving Dennis a chance to wreck me. Because I
Right.
know Baldino's not going to wreck me, and I love Chip. But Chip repped a couple games last year. He had a couple games where he had like 6, 7 RBIs. I remember
Yeah.
looking at, and if that's how they beat me, at the end of the day,
Right. Tipping your cap.
I'm okay with it. Exactly.
Yep.
I'll buy Chip a beer. Wouldn't want to be beat by anyone else. I just don't think you're walking away from this game against Spico's team like, man, Dennis broke this game.
Right.
And so their defense, though, I think is going to be really good. So they might not need so much.
Mm-hmm.
How about this? Let me look. How about the Pingaro squad? I'm just jumping around a little bit here.
I put them in 2 as well.
Marty?
He's going to put them in 3.
I'm thinking about
That's
it.
his 3 face.
I'm really thinking about it. I was taking a look at some of these other teams.
It's tough when when you kind of get put on the spot here. 3, interesting. I have him in 2 as well, Dom.
I see what you're saying though, because it gets very jumbled. But I think like it's really hard for me to bet against a Pat team with Ed on the mound. They got Joe Piccarello. They've got Rob Cord. Then they've got Phil slipping in there. They've got a team that's made to go like 13-9, 12-10 kind of deal where
Yeah.
they're never going to be out of a game. And
Nope.
come playoff time, when you got to bat 13 and things get tight, they can win. So like I put them in tier 2. Like I would be shocked to see them in the bottom of the standings, and I would be surprised if they made a run in the playoffs.
Pat
It
won't
looks-
allow them to be bad. Pat and Ned, I don't think will allow them to be bad.
Yeah,
I-
just
yeah,
They're not 5. They're not 4. They're not 3, 4, 5, 6 in the tier. They're either 1 and 2 in the top tier or towards the bottom of the second tier for me.
yeah,
They're 2.5.
yeah.
So wait, Marty, let me take a step back. You have tier 1 as your best, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure
Yep.
we're good there.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Listen, I think that from what it looks like, I mean, granted, it's 1 scrimmage and it's early, but Ed looks like he's kind of back to his old form. He looks healthy. I heard he was absolutely destroying the ball. And to your point, Dom, I mean, they have enough pieces where I could see this team being solid. Their lineup is really good. I heard Piccarello is another guy that looked unbelievable, barreling every ball up. They got, this rookie Gill who supposedly looks like he's going to set the world on fire offensively. That's going to add a lot of thump in this lineup. You have Gary, you have Ruthberg, you still have both Cords. I like the makeup of this team. Not enough to put him into tier 1, but enough to keep him in the second tier.
I just realized he's in my division. Can I take my answer back there in tier 2?
No.
Too late.
Nope. All the rest of this is getting cut post edit. Tier 2.
All right, how about Dom? We'll go with Meyer. How about Meyer's squad? Where do you think that me and Marty have him, bud? Have you guys 3? Marty?
I think I got to go 3.
If
So-
he could, he would put us here, Joe.
So I'll say this. So I have you guys in tier 3. However, here's my thing with your team. I looked at it. I looked at the schedule. You guys have 13 games on Union Hill. You have that one extra game on Union Hill.
We do.
Here's how I look at your squad. You know when you're just driving down the road and you're minding your own business, you're comfortable, you're listening to tunes, and you're hanging out, and then all of a sudden, out of the corner of your eye, you see a cop car, and you get that little like nervous feeling, like am I on my phone? Am I texting? Am I doing something wrong? That's the feeling that I feel like I'm gonna get when I see you guys coming up on the schedule. Like, where am I playing them? Like, fuck. Like, am I? I have you guys in tier 3, but I will say you are a scary team just because of the offensive firepower that you throw out there. And I hope you appreciated that little bit there, Dom.
You're like, fuck, are they about to ruin my whole
a lot
week?
more. I wish I did. I wish you did not bring that together nicely.
I think that's fair, especially if you're playing them on Union Hill and you're like, they really just about to ruin my whole week because I was underestimating them just a little bit.
Listen, but I will say though, I do have you. I will. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I will say I do have you in tier 3 because of the other side of the coin, right? I think that defensively, let's see what can happen there. I think that a lot of trust is being put into a rookie to play. Granted, I don't know if this is set in stone, Dom, but to play left center field, to potentially lead off, that's a lot to ask out of really anybody, not to mention a rookie. So let's see. I mean, if you guys get put on an open field, is the defense gonna struggle a little bit? I think defensively you're gonna certainly help the squad. But let's see what happens as the season progresses there.
I'm with you.
I think I've learned over the last couple of years to just never underestimate Dave Meyer. And I think he just deserves a lot of recognition for being a good captain that's going to
absolutely
keep this team afloat regardless of their shortcomings as a individual unit.
The only other thing that I would say that not scares me is not the proper terminology, but that I think about is, not sure if you guys recall, but I think it was maybe 2 years ago, I think it was, or 3 years ago, when the Rock picked that squad, and it was all of those home run hitters. It was Sags, it was Big Dave, it was I think it was a couple other guys that all were bombers, and you put them all together, and everyone thought on paper, wow, this team's going to win 18 games, and they ended up winning like 9 or whatever it was, because it just didn't work from that offense. Everyone's trying to hit home runs. Now, I don't think that, Dom, that this team's going to do that. I think you have smart enough ball players where they're going to say, let's pick and choose our spots. But it was just another thing that kind of came through my mind when I was doing the little tiering here.
I'm going to be the walk guy this year. Everyone else is trying to hit for singles. So,
I like it.
Shaking it up.
I'll take things Dom lies about for 400, please, Alex.
I get it. I understand the challenges that face us ahead.
I think this Meyer team is the most like. If you guys are picking your field go to the playoffs, like you guys are winning the whole thing.
It's scary.
Because that means you're a really good team and you're about to go play on your field.
Agreed. Yeah, I completely agree. Like if I had to look at a team out of this tier 3 that I'm like, okay, if they can make a run, it is certainly the Meyer squad out of everybody else that's bunched up here.
I respect that.
What about might as well, Marty, we'll just jump to your squad. Where do you think I got Rosenstock, or where do you guys put Rosenstock? 1? Marty, do you want to put yourself in 1?
Absolutely, would love to put myself in 1.
So all right, so that makes we're 3 for 3. So I got you guys tier 1 as well.
I think DeRosa is going to be very good. I think Martin is hard to say that he's not one of the best 5 players in the league. I think Eric is a savvy veteran. I think Ronnie, another savvy veteran. I think this Goldstein guy is going to be a brick shit house. And I think that if you...
He high-fived me the other day, and I thought my entire arm was broken.
So, like, on pedigree and acumen alone, they're in the front end of the 2. And when I look at, I think, the rest of the league as a whole, I'll bet on that pedigree a little bit more than some of the uncertainty.
I just think you have enough pieces where it's like you have a top-tier pitcher in Ronnie who knows the league, who knows how to, like, work the zone, work the height. Um, you know, you have Marty. You obviously have you in the outfield, but honestly, for me, it's those other pieces on the team that kind of solidifies it for me. Like a guy like Bob Bilodeau, who is not like a super known guy, but is an absolute like freak on the field. He's a very, very underrated player. A guy like Brett Easton, like these other guys that just make the team bump you up into that, upper echelon of teams here.
Bob the Builder should be on the ballot for Sportsman of the Year. He is an absolute beauty.
There are a couple
like
guys. There are a couple later round guys having a significant impact away from being a top team. That's the way I see it. Can I tell you with certainty that Brett Easton and Bob Bilodeau and some of these guys are going to have that impact? No, I can't. But they have all the other pieces you need that they just like last year. I look at Waylon, like key impact guy in the round he came in makes their team from very good to
Yep.
championship. So I think they're one guy a little bit in the back having a really great season away from being a real problem.
Yeah, I agree. What about what about this Carroll squad?
I got them in 2.
Dom?
I'm gonna put them in 3.
3. Interesting. Well, how do you put them in? What's your thoughts there, Dom? For 3, I'm just curious.
I just think Tom made a huge mistake by not drafting me, and no, I'd like to give the boys some bulletin board material. That's what they need. That's what this team needs. This is a team that is a good, fun time that needs the right motivation, and I think that they're going to need really, really heavy contributions from their top six
Yes.
six guys. I look at this. I look at this top. I look at this team. They need to be the most top-heavy team in the league. Um, and I think if they could be that, and I would not bet against us. Those top 4 guys I love dearly, and I would never bet against them. And they need to be like Tony needs to be the best version of himself. AJ needs to be the best offensive version of himself, and Justin Colorado needs to be the version of him that keeps getting better every year, which he has. And I
Yep.
think, and Ian as well. Ian is going to have to play an important infield position for 9 innings a game, and he's going to have to hit 500. And Tom is going to be Tom, so I don't have to worry about that. So it's like I put them in tier 3, mostly as kind of a joke, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were there at the end of the season. Um, but I also think like good vibes, good energy wins the day a lot, and they have a really good defense. Can they, with Tom Carroll, be a team that wins 8-7, 8-6? I don't hate their chances, but I think it's really hard in this league to be a team that needs to win like that.
Yep. No,
It's so
it
hard.
is, and I agree with you wholeheartedly there, Dom. I think that they are going to be very top heavy. If you look at the other bottoms across the league, this is probably one of the weaker bottoms. That's probably why, for me, I've got them in tier 2. I think that Tom is a tremendous leader. I think he's an excellent captain. That's one thing I definitely want to note. And I do like the vibes on this team. I love Tony. I love AJ. It's just a matter of, to your point, Dom, is this top going to have to just go AWOL, go absolutely nuts to kind of supply them with wins across the season? So, we'll see how it goes.
When I lingered a lot with AJ on Sunday after the scrimmage, and somewhere between the 15th beer he ordered for us and the 23rd beer he ordered for us, he was speaking like such a motivated individual, not just for himself, but I think he was putting Tony in that with him.
Right.
And I think it was a level of motivation I've not seen or heard from AJ in the previous years I've talked to him on other teams that aren't with his good buddies. And if Tony has half of that fire that it seems like AJ is expecting from him, and they both play really well, I think this team will win a lot of games. I don't see this team winning the championship, but if you told me that Tom lost in the semifinals again to a really good team, would not be surprised.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I think AJ and Tony will both collectively play better because they're playing for Tom. So I definitely can see those two having solid seasons.
Yeah.
But
It's
we'll
a
see.
And it comes with a lot of motivatable guys too. So if
Yeah,
they bring fire, Justin and Jake play with their hair on fire. Merch is a competitive freak. Gross is a madman. Like those guys, everybody's gonna care. So
I did see Doug in left field for a little bit. Let's just say he just got to move out of there. Just go over to right field.
this is a team of very good ball players and even better friends. And I
Yeah,
think that when you have that combination, I talk about this with Frank today a little bit, like putting DeMarco and Sailor together, both phenomenal players. But when you put two guys that are like best friends together on the, like you play with Byko, like how much fun did you have playing
yeah,
with
it heightens everything.
yeah. And it makes you better, makes you care more. Other people
Yep.
see that they care more. And when you kind of go to a field and you see you're like one, two, and three kind of in lockstep with each other, you want to be a part of that. That energy is contagious. I think they're going to be fine.
Yep. How about this, Dom? I guess I already got your answer from earlier, but how about this bomb and blitz squad? Marty, I'll start with you first.
I have been up and down on them a lot,
I
especially
remember
since we
the.
did the draft pod.
Yep.
I don't think I was the nicest to them on the draft pod, but as I've stepped back, I've looked at this in the sense that Bernstein might be like a late one, and Richie Blitz not a 4, and Ush isn't a 5, and Jeff Martinez might not be a 6. Jeff Freeman's definitely not a 7. Rick Schondelheim's definitely not an 8. Josh
Yep.
Walker's definitely not a 10. Like, I think he got such incredible value on a lot of these guys that while it might not be the sexiest group of names, I think they're going to be a pretty darn good ball club. And I got them in tier 1.
Yeah. Same.
If you asked me
I
post draft, I would have said 2 nearing 3, and I've come full circle on them.
I think they could be arguably the best team in the league. Like they just have the makeup that they have everything. And Marty, you hit it on the head exactly with like getting Josh Walker. Like I don't get it. Like I don't understand the captains and the league's perspective. Like I know that he struggled a little bit early on last year, but like, and joking aside, like I know you the little podcast riled the boys up, but like come halfway midpoint of the season, towards the end of the season, the kid pitched great, and the kid could flat out hit. Like he's not a bad hitter whatsoever. And if you just combine that with the speed that they have, the defense that they have, the versatility that they have, you still have those two veterans in BDR and Friedman. Like the sky's the limit for this team. If they could just keep things under control and Eric does his job as a manager, I don't see why they can't win like 15, 16 games. I really don't.
And I think going back to what we just talked about with Tom's team, on a lesser public extent, Eric, Bernie, Richie are like family. I believe Joe Tracy's a very good friend of
Yes.
theirs.
Yep. He came in with
Like
Eric.
the exact same thing on a less public level
Yep.
could go on with this Bomb and Blitz team as well. Also, let's not forget that Rithmel's a 500 hitter that wants to catch, like as a
Right.
9.
And he's an absolute
Unbelievable.
burner too. He's another
Yeah.
guy that can
Melted
fly.
triple El Muni. And their vibes were great. Honestly, I think that's what took it over the edge. Because yeah, they collectively they looked like a good group of ball players. They were scoring runs, but and again, I'm not close with Eric. I've had 2 conversations with Eric this draft season. It's the most I've ever spoken with Eric. I was umping the game for them. Having conversations with Richie about what count and the outs is the most I've ever spoken with Richie. Like, so I'm not coming from a place that is, I admit it's a little bit ignorant, but I don't recall them ever being this I'm trying to think, like, they were like so into the game. They were talking to each other. Like Bernie came to catch for the other team because Bike only had 9. Like introducing himself, like being nice, and just seemed like a really sweet guy. The team chemistry was like, I was like, holy shit, just like what you were saying, Martin. They're best friends. Like they're rooting for each other. Their mom was there. They all know their names. Everyone's got a nickname.
I
Everyone's
saw
having
Richie's
fun.
son call Bernie Uncle
Uncle
Bernie
Bernie,
at the
yeah.
tryout,
Wow.
and I was like, holy shit, that's there too, and he's a good
Wow.
player.
I think the other thing that we tend to forget too is like guys have a tendency just to miss games for whatever reason, vacations, work, whatever it might be. But they literally have like, think about it. They have Eric who can play shortstop, left center. Bernie can play anywhere on the field, including left center probably. Joe Tracy can play short in a bind. I mean, Ush can play infield. It's so much versatility on this team that even if guys miss, they're gonna be just fine.
Dude,
You would have no idea.
they were moving positions around indistinguishable.
Yep.
Richie was in right center. Bernie was at second. Ush was at short. Like Eric was at third. They were just all interchangeable, and they did not skip a beat at all.
Yep.
It's one of those things like you go down on a Wednesday night, you show up a little late, Eric's team's in the field, and you're like, oh, is everyone here today? And somebody goes, no, Eric's missing somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
And you look around the defense and you can't name them, and you look around the defense and you see no holes, and you're like, oh, they're missing Jeff Martinez.
Yep.
But their defense looks
Yes.
like it's a full defense.
They were missing Jeff
Exactly.
Martinez, and I was like, this fucking lineup's crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
How
they're
about
one of
this,
the more underrated teams. I'm gonna say something crazy here.
Yeah.
They are one of my 2 semifinalists that I know
Wow.
of so far.
I don't think that's crazy.
No, not at all.
No, the other part of that's crazy. Byko's making the semifinals.
I think that's crazy.
Yeah. Sorry, go on. But we've already talked about them. We can go on.
What about this my boy Conti? What about his squad?
Did you listen to the part of the podcast where we reviewed jerseys?
I did not. I was putting my daughter to
All right.
sleep.
Dumbest thing we've ever talked about, and because of that, Conti is now in my tier 3, and Conti is in the playing game because I hate his jersey.
Because of the jersey.
Yep.
The jersey tax
Wow.
brings them tier 2 to tier 3 for me.
Well, Marty, can I ask you before the jersey, were they tier 2 for you?
Yeah, they were absolutely.
Wow. Okay.
I don't think
I
they were
haven't-
for me. There's just too many teams in the middle, I think. Like
That's what I was saying.
tier
to
3
start.
is like in team 12 is, team 13. And that seems like an insult, but it's tough. It's a tough. They're a team that I really have to watch them be good for like 7 weeks before I believe they're going to be good.
They aren't winning the softball league, but they are going to be a 500 ball club.
I need to see like I need to see the team, and Mike and I have talked about this. Like, I just need to see what is the defensive alignment going to look like come week like 10, like 9 or something like that, right? Like, there's a lot of question marks at the moment of where guys are going to play. Who's going to play left center? I know Goo's got a broken pinky. He's going to miss some time. So guys are going to have to move around. Where's Nicky going to play? Like, let me just see what the defensive alignment turns out to be. I think that offensively they're going to be just fine. They actually have a deep lineup, in my opinion. I mean, I love Lucas Priest. I think that he's going to probably be, and I've said this to the guys, I think that he might lead that team in average. That's how high I am on him as a hitter. So let's see. I mean, offensively, I think they'll be just fine, but let's see, from a defensive perspective, how they're going to align the team and how they're going to kind of, prevent teams from scoring runs.
You think Lucas Priest is going to hit for a higher average than Greg?
Yes.
I love that.
And I didn't hesitate there, Dom.
I would take that bet with you.
We can come up with terms, Dom. We can come up with terms. And I'll see Greg tomorrow, so.
So you know Lucas better than both Dom and I. I think it's been 4 or 5 years. There's been a lot of turnover, some of the new guys. What about Lucas's game from before his little hiatus in the league?
Yep.
Are you like, do you think he's elevating to this next where he can lead the team in average? Like, what has changed that you've seen so far?
I don't even think it's anything that's changed. I just think that from what I've seen from him when he first joined the league, from what his family brings, and I know that sounds a little bit silly, but their baseball IQ from the entire family, from the father to his brother and everything, like he's just a savvy, smart ball player that's going to put the ball where he wants. He's gonna positionally, if guys are on base, he'll know to go to the right side. He's gonna hit for some power. I think he's actually gonna put a bunch out of Union Hill. When I say a bunch, we'll say maybe 3 or 4.
Yeah,
I think he's going to surprise a lot of people with the power aspect, and I just think he's a really, really good player. Like, do I think he's going to be light years away from everybody else? No, but I think I wouldn't shock me if he leads the team in average. I really don't.
that's awesome.
We're gonna bet a pizza pie on this, Joe.
Tom, you can make it 2, buddy. We'll make it 2 pizza pies.
A nice Melly's pizza.
All right. I would have upped the
I
stakes a little bit more than that. I would have gone like Osteria, but
Have you been to
Well,
Melly's lately? One fucking pie from there is like $40. I'm
all
not
right.
willing to bet more than $40 on Greg Deloise right now. Okay,
All right.
that's my
All
limit.
right, deal.
I do.
All right.
I do think that this team. I know we just talked vibes. We talked about Carroll. We talked about Bauman, but like this is the kind. It kind of just rolls in that same thing. This is a bunch of like-minded individuals,
Friends.
literally family,
Yeah.
5 deep family. Pat Thomas and Padola are family. Lucas and Milhaven, family. Tom Bongiovanni's everybody's family. Ray Porzio embraces everybody like family. Like this is a good. I don't know Ryan Ramirez. That's their team. Like
Yeah.
it's a lot of very like-minded individuals coming together that are going to win games they shouldn't win, but they're also just kind of going to stink.
And if there's anybody that's got to lead the charge for them, it's perfect that it's Mike with all those guys. So it
Right.
does work really well.
Yeah. I would like this team to be on Hard Knocks. If there was a Marlboro softball Hard Knocks.
That would be sick. We got to GoPro him or something for a Wednesday night game or something.
I would love to play for Mike. I would. He's one of the guys that I don't really have I have a personal relationship with Tom and Dave and Nick and Byko. I don't really have a personal relationship with Mike like that, and he's a guy that I would really love to play for and play with.
It is a treat. It does have its ups and downs, but no, obviously Mike's like a brother to me. It's always a blast playing with him and those guys. So all
Shitty
right.
jerseys.
What about what about Marone? Is that kind of an easy one with Glenn's squad? I hate to say it, but
It's 1-1 for me, I think.
1-1. Marty?
I'm checking other teams. I'm running out of tier 1 teams, so I got to make sure that I have enough across
So right
some
now
other
I
names here.
have Baumenblit, Rosenstock, and I also have Marone in tier 1. So that's
Same.
3 teams.
I'm with you.
I hate to say this because it's fucking Glenn. I really hate to say that. I hope he's not listening, or his phone died, or he can't figure out something right now with his. I don't even know. But I agree with you, Dom. I think that they're 1-1, and I hate that I'm saying that right now because he's gonna text me in 5 fucking minutes saying how good his team is. He already texted me on Sunday at like 1 o'clock.
This
going
guy will
over-
not stop texting me about Gary fucking Klein when he's got
Oh
Jeremy
my God. And
Passer.
this, we hit 4 home runs, and I gave
love
up
Gary
this amount of
Klein.
runs, and blah blah blah. And it's crazy. I'm kicking stuff right now. I'm so upset. But no,
Yeah.
really though, I love this team. I mean, not only they have really everything you need to build a competitive. I mean, listen, look at the lineup they're going to throw at you day in and week in and week out with Pastor, Foster, Pacheco. Yeah, fucking Glenn. Shut up, Glenn. Thanks. He's already texting me.
Fucking Woody.
It's
Love
unbelievable. No, I do like this team a lot.
The only
They
way
got-
this team is not in the semifinals is if they all get on a plane together and that plane gets trapped into another dimension a week before the semifinals. I cannot see them losing before that. I can. Glenn doesn't lose in the first round ever, even with the worst team in the league. So I don't know. How much praise can we heap on these people?
Would you
Uh,
like me to throw some hate their way? Because I can.
Do it, please,
I'm sure
please. I
you
beg
can.
you.
There's a chance that they're 4 through 13. I'm going to say outside of Wally can just not show up offensively on a Sunday altogether collectively. I worry about JR's consistency, Tornetta's consistency, Gallardo, Ballo, Marone at the dish, Danzer, Krant, Keast, Gary Klein, Wally. Like all of those guys, I can give you valid concerns as to why any given Sunday, all of them might just not show up. I could see that happening. I don't know if they're the best lineup consistently across them. And that would be my hate. That would be the negative I can give you.
Stuck on
I've
that,
seen
Glenn.
JR pop up to the catcher within the last 6 months twice. And then he's done for the game.
It's a great effort. It's a great effort, Martin. You
I
did a
tried.
great. You did a great job trying.
There you go. Juan Gallardo couldn't hit like 340 last year. Like Ballo can hit singles. Danzer barely breaks 200 sometimes. Jordan Krant is a similar swing.
Sorry, guys.
Comes a long way.
Not my AC unit's like blowing up right now.
Mine too. I just would be shocked if this team was 500 or worse. This would be actually the most. Them and Lombardi are the two teams that if you told me in 20 weeks were 11-11, I would be floored. Any other team, I wouldn't be that surprised because it's Marlboro softball and shit can happen. But those two teams, you're telling me no major injury or replacement or anything. I think this team is, I hate to say, but I think my division has like three of the guys I'm fucking gonna put in the one fucking.
The easiest way to put it is they got the best hitter this league's ever seen, 9th overall, and oh yeah, he's also really good at catching fly balls.
Yeah. And he got a bunch of other good players around him too, though.
I was
That's
gonna
the
say, and
thing.
guess what? They got a guy that could play shortstop, and they got a guy that could protect him. They got two
Yep.
guys that might be able to protect him a little bit.
Yep.
It's a tough team. It's a tough team,
Yeah,
and
good
I'm
squad.
with you.
Good squad. Top 4 team in the league.
Yes. Agreed.
Yep.
What about this Kessler squad? This is the team I probably tinkered with the most, admittedly.
I'm gonna put them in tier 2 because they have Dan Kessler on their team. I think Matt Hill's gonna have an incredible season. I think they're gonna roll out an outfield that might be a collective half a ton. And it's going to be interesting to see if Andy, as a fly ball pitcher, is about to go from the best outfielder in the league and Justin Colaraca, who was probably the second best right center fielder in the league behind Vince Caputo last year. And you're going to go from probably Matt Hill and Greenspan or Matt Hill and Hemp or some sort of combination of Yucco, Hill, and Greenspan in the outfield is going to be different, but I think they're going to score a shitload of runs. And they're all going to, like, this is another team, great vibes. It's hard I have 3 in my 1 tier right now, and I know 2 of the other teams I for sure have in there.
Yep.
The battle I have is with them and Goldfarb, because I will give you Goldfarb, I think, is the 2, and Ben is the 1 tier, but they just won it and they just did it. So for me, that puts them into the 1, which bops them Ben out of the 1. I have Goldfarb and Kessler 6-7. That's in my mind where I'm at.
It's funny. I started with Ben in tier 1, then I somehow had them in tier 3, and then I ended with them in tier 2. I'm not joking. I was all over the place with them, and mainly on a lot of the points you just hit on, Dom. Like I think that Matt Hill personally is going to have an absolute monster season. Like, I've seen enough from him. All right, this guy's a freak. He's going to just absolutely destroy the league offensively. But then to your point, though, like, I don't know like this Greenspan kid, do I think he's going to hit? I mean, I had on the last pod I was on, I said I think he's going to be, come end of the season, maybe like a top 20, 30 hitter in this league. So I still believe that. However, is this kid going to be thrusted into the middle outfield? Like, I don't know what you're going to get from him from a defensive perspective. So I don't know what this team is going to throw out there week in and week out, especially to start the season. So I definitely can't sit there and say they're a tier 1 team, but I think that they'll offer enough offensively where I can keep them in tier 2.
Yeah, if they had open lines for MVP, I'd be betting Matt Hill. He wouldn't be the favorite, but I would bet.
MVP?
I mean, I'm not betting even money on you or Toronto or one of those guys. I'd take a little flyer with a little juice, and I would bet Matt Hill and feel pretty good about it. But I don't think you get the best version of Mark Yucko in the outfield. You're talking about his bat. Like, I don't know this Greenspan kid. He could probably play outfield. I just think
If he's nasty, if Greenspan's nasty off the jump,
yeah, trouble in River City.
trouble. This kid's a 5. That's trouble.
Yeah, you might bump him into tier 1 then. That's the
Right.
case.
Like, if AJ becomes their no doubt left center fielder by the end of the year, I think that would be a really big win, more than maybe his bat is a big win.
Yeah.
Because their outfield the other day, Dom, it was, from what I understand, it was John Hemp, Matt Hill, Ben, and like Matt Hill and John being outfielders for 22 games scares me. I think they're fine ball players. They know what they're doing out there. It's not the sexiest middle outfield. It does definitely scare me for 22 weeks, but I think
Right.
so. Like, if you can have AJ go in there and just boom left center by the end of the year, you're cooking there. That'd be massive.
If you told me that Matt Hill was their left center fielder and Greenspan was their right center fielder, I would say, fine, I'm okay with it. If you're telling me John's their right center, Matt's their left center, Ben's their left fielder, and AJ's playing second base, then I think they're gonna have to score 12 runs a game.
Yeah.
So I think Matt could play left center field. He's not going to be you. There's definitely better in the league, but you have Pablo at short. You kind of make that kind of like. Do you play Ben at second base when you have when you have Pablo at short? Wouldn't you want probably Yucko at second or AJ at second?
Yeah, Ben is a very solid outfielder. Ben's a better outfielder than he is infielder. Some sort of Mark and Evan Steinberg is your 2B, 3B all year. Neither of them ever touch grass.
Right. I agree. And I would put John in left field. I would put Ben in right field. I know Ben says he can play left field, and I don't disagree with him, but him being so short and him not having an arm lends better to being a right fielder with his speed.
Yeah.
Like, how many times
he's a fine right fielder.
Like a ball cut from a righty hitter that's just like 8 feet off the ground that never kind of gets lower. Like John could jump up and catch that ball. Ben cannot jump up and catch that ball. So,
right.
I just think I also hold Ben in high esteem too. So I think he's going to figure out the right combination for his guys. I just think because Cole and Becker just won it and Alex just won it, they got 8 guys back. I put them in my last tier 1 spot over Ben's team. That was really where I was at.
Yeah. We can pivot to Goldfarb now. Yeah. I guess like they're tier 1 for me. Semifinalists. They're going back to the finals.
This team for me has the highest ceiling and lowest floor somehow. If you told me this team was not good 10 weeks into the season, I don't know if I would be shocked. And if you told me they're the best team in the league, I wouldn't be shocked either. Like I keep going back and forth on it. Cause like, did we get better as a league or did we get worse? I think we got deeper somehow. We got kind of a little bit worse at the top, but better at the bottom. So is taking all the guys that you just won with in a year where it's not as deep around earlier, like I don't know, like like the autism in me is like this does not work. Like this formula cannot work because like if you say okay, last year they had Billy Boy as their third, they didn't have a 13, they didn't have a
Yeah.
12. Like they had three tens at the back of their lineup. Like Reed was their worst player. Any team
Well,
would sign
they
him.
had Doug.
Fair, okay, fair.
Impossible to get out. Him swinging bunt was on fire.
But
in the
yeah,
playoffs.
exactly. Like so, like in my mind, Joe, follow me here.
Yep.
We got a little worse at the top in the first two rounds, and we got a lot better 7 through 13. It feels like. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if that's just me, but it feels like the league is deeper this year and more rounded than it was last year. So they're taking guys from last year earlier in a deeper pool. Like the math should not math that way. But if
Yeah.
you're telling me Cole is just that good and Eric is finally getting some of the flowers that he deserves because I think he's way better than people give him credit for. If you're going to tell me those two guys are just so phenomenal that they're a tier one team no matter what you put around them, I say I agree with you. I'll bet on the studs all day. But
What?
from a full, like, complete roster standpoint, they should not be better than they were last year. It is not possible for them to be better than they were last year. And do
Right.
we think them being worse than they were last year means they're still a top five team in the league this year? Like just from like if we didn't have to play any of these games and everything was on paper, I would say no. But knowing that we don't have to do it and Pez is on some sort of fucking crazy revenge tour, you know, Pez is
Against
angry.
his own captain.
He's against his own self, Martin. You know in
Yeah.
Peter Pan where he's just trying to beat the shit out of his shadow and find it all the time? That's Pez. Pez is trying to find his own shadow and beat the shit out of it in the shower. Like, and does that mean he's going to hit 500 with Pop and be angry all season? Yeah, I honestly do think so. So, like, yeah, it's going to be different. It's going to be different than it was last year. And I like those guys. I like the team. I put them in tier one. But it
Look,
wouldn't shock me if everyone was like, "Oh, maybe they're not as maybe they're not as un maybe they're not as dominant as everyone thinks that they're going to be."
the way that I looked at it is, and I think you guys know me well enough. I'm not going to put my own team in tier one. Just not going to do that. So I have us in tier two. But I will
Same stuff in
say,
tier two, yeah.
from the makeup of what I've seen from these guys, is everyone on this team knows their job. We're a bunch of smart ball players that aren't going to throw the ball around. We're going to run the bases well. We're fundamentally savvy. Cole is just a freak of nature out there. What he could do defensively and offensively, for that matter. But I see this team as just a good group of ball players. Like I just think that we're going to win game. I mean, even just in the scrimmage alone, we scored 2 runs just from being smart enough on the base paths to score or to steal 2 runs. So I think we're going to do that a lot this year and win games and just be a smart, savvy bunch of guys. So I mean, listen, obviously I'm biased. I love my team. But we'll see. I think that we're just a good solid bunch. I'll say that.
I
Or
don't think you guys are going to be. I think you're going to like finish third in your division, maybe seventh or eighth overall, and then in the playoffs, we're going to be like, holy fuck, where did they come from? I think and that's why I put you guys in tier one, is because I think like over a course of a 22 game season, I think you guys are probably the eighth best team in the league. But when it comes time for the money and you see Eric on the mound and every ball you got to hit by Cole Fluta, and then you're in left center field knowing everyone in the league and where to be and how to play defense, your advantage comes, I think, when people get tight and the games get tight. Then I think you have
there's just
an
a shit ton of
incredible.
consummate professionals.
Yes.
Just a bunch of professionals out there.
Even Garcia, like you guys all did, they did it last year. You've done it before. I think it's like, I think if you guys are sitting there 12-10, people will be like, no reason to panic. I think you guys are still a favorite. when it comes
I
to
could see you guys like going 12-10, just being bored of the regular season.
Same.
Dom, to what you were saying before, and Joe, I have a really important question to ask you. Don't let me forget. But I think going back
Okay.
to what you were saying, Dom, um, where last year they got all these guys in these rounds, and now Alex took them a round above, maybe even more. I think I don't necessarily think he like reached on these guys this year. I think all those guys fell to him last year, and that's why they
Yeah.
were so fucking good. Where now he's getting them in the rounds that they should go, and it might not make them as dominant, but it still means they're really fucking good. Like
Yeah.
Becker is a 2. He was a 2 last year. He was a 3. Villani was a 2 last year, and now he's the 1. Like Wellen is still probably a 5. Billy Shoshano's still probably a good 11. Reed Goldfarb's still a good 12. Like all of those guys, they just got now in the proper round, and they're good ball players. So I think you make a fine point, but I think they're just a little bit more humanized this year, but still really good.
Name a better pitcher and shortstop combination in the league. There is
Ronnie Carlin, Martin Blackburn, but we are not going to see that this year.
unfortunate.
No, I don't think you can. I don't think you can. And they proved it last year.
Napoli Baiko, I think, are the closest to. And if Farice wasn't pitching, it would be Tino and whoever's pitching, but it's Farice. So it's hard for me to say that they're in the same. They're different rounds. Where I'm not gonna weight the value of Farice in round 10 versus. I'm not fucking doing that right now. Just from a
Right.
pure, we've got a 3-game series. It's the fucking playoffs, and I got to go look at Cole Fluta at short and Becker on the mound. There's no team that has a better pitcher shortstop combination in the league. And I
Right.
think in the regular season, maybe that gets washed out a little bit. People miss games, things happen, blah blah
Right.
blah. But in the playoffs, that doesn't get washed out. That you cannot escape the shortstop in the playoffs in this league. If I've learned anything in this league, it's if you're playing shortstop when it is important in the playoffs, the ball will find you, and your team will either win or lose the game based on your ability to make those plays. I see it all the time. I saw it in the playoffs. We saw it like say what you want about Tino. He came up with a chance to get a hit in that important spot. Makes one error. He made one throwing error, and it feels like that game is. It's always coming down to those two positions. Are you walking anyone? Are you, defending your position, and are you getting your team extra outs? And they check all those boxes the best.
Joe,
How
this
about-
question.
Go ahead. Yeah, that's right, Marty. Good. I don't want you to forget.
The biggest thing I see a difference between this team is Villani versus you, right? No longer Nick in left center, now it's you in left center.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you're better looking, and how are you going to up your swag game to match
No,
it?
I'm 20 years older than him. He's still got those good genes.
Yeah, but you
I'm
got
not
that
better
John
looking.
Hamm sex appeal going for you.
Yeah,
You know?
no, I'm not better looking, but no, there's some big shoes to fill there. I'm not obviously not as spry as I used to be, but no, hopefully I'll be fine.
Any
So
any
how about
additional
this-
swag coming to the game this year?
You know
Headband?
me, I'm pants and shirt tucked in, baby, with the belt.
Attaboy. If it ain't
How
broke,
about
don't
this?
fix it.
How about this LaRocca squad?
This tough.
I got them the top tier of tier 3.
Okay,
Same.
same. I tier 3 as well. I think they're just like raw. I feel like I like DeMarco and Sailor, like they offer so much. Like, and I think that AD arguably the best player in the league. I mean, I saw him at short. He played against us, played phenomenal. He was great at shortstop. I mean, he really made every play. But they have guys that just need, I think, a little bit of time. Like Chi, like he is a freak athlete. He's super fast. He's all over the place in the outfield. He's like the Energizer Bunny out there. But I think it might take him a little bit of time, obviously, to adjust to get to know the league a little bit. Maybe get to know the clincher a little bit. You got a guy like, Aaron Williams, who's just a freak of nature. I love him. I mean,
He was big time lingering too after the scrimmages at middle.
Love that.
Absolute awesome guy.
Yeah, he seems like
Just
a great
smiling
dude.
up a storm. It was awesome.
Yeah, but just like those little things, you got, my boy Nichols, like, is he going to hit 500 again, which he did for Conti last year? Couple question marks there. So we'll see what what team's going to come out on a week to week basis. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure with this squad.
You know what my biggest worry is with this team, and I think AD's in the chat. I hope he's out there. They played a scrimmage on the turf, and Anthony DeMarco wore a cup. Are we worried about his confidence as a shortstop having to wear a cup to slow pitch softball on turf with a clincher?
And
His
it's a clincher,
confidence
yeah.
is low if he's wearing a cup.
I don't know if that's a confidence thing or an ego thing. I think if you go back all the way to the times of the ancient Egyptians and Romans and even, back to Mesopotamia, we've been trying to guard our testicles as men for a long, long time.
They
And
didn't
I
have
think
turf back then, though.
it's turf aside. We're talking about the cradle of life, the Fertile Crescent. He's protected. He's making sure in case Lou wants another baby, he's able to provide. But like, there's 235 people in the league. I think AD's life would be the most drastically changed if he lost his nuts. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's got the most to lose in that regard.
It's probably true.
Protecting that hog, says the Schmitz. I agree with you, Joe. I
Preaching
think they have the most. They have the most upward mobility for me of all the people of all the teams in the league. I think they could be where they're at all year, and that's what they are. But I could also see them kind of Frank doing whatever little La Rocca voodoo and kind of catching a perfect wave and
Yeah.
having a good run. But I think the high end of tier 3, team 13, 14, I think is where they're kind of at right now.
How about this? I'm trying to think here. How about this Drzezinski
This team, really, sorry, just last thing. I was just looking
sorry,
at the
man, good.
roster again. Like,
Yeah.
they have so many names, and that could just do a lot. And that's what I like about them. Like DeMarco Saylor, we talked about it before. Like them motivating each other. Like, why can't they just hit like 43 doubles combined this year, and also have Rich Acera on base in front of them? Like Rich, I think though, like if Rich is going to be as good as it seems like he could be, that's cool. Evan Rosenthal has the chance to have pop. Like Frank's never going to run a bad ship, so they're going to be doing it right every week too. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if this team's good, and I think I was higher on them in the draft than I am now. I don't know if I just got bored, but like this team easily could be winning 14 games accidentally.
Wow.
They could also lose 14
I think if
games.
80 figures it out, cup or no cup, I think they're a very difficult, very difficult team.
Don't want to play them on Union Hill between Saylor,
No.
DeMarco, Rosenthal. Like, if you're taking a piss in that porta potty, we got some foul balls coming your way.
Yeah.
I was going to say, how about this Drzezinski squad?
I put them in two.
I played with them in the scrimmage. They did not have Jared Kachevsky, and I had no idea until 3.5 hours after the game.
That's got to bode well, no?
Just kind of didn't matter that they didn't have their 4. That's a great outfielder.
Is that telling me tier 1, Marty, or are you
That is telling you tier 2, top of tier 2.
top of tier 2?
Top of
Dom?
tier 2.
I got them in tier 2.
It's funny. I actually have them in tier 1. They were my last team for me. I was teetering with them a little bit as well. I have them. It's
You
weird.
didn't
Like
put your own team in tier 1. That's why.
no, nothing to do with that. I just think that when I look
1
at
in
this
5 shot of that being the purpose, or 1 in 6.
when I look at this squad, I think that they kind of check all the boxes in terms of they don't have like a ton of pop, but they have enough guys where they can slash the gaps and just create havoc with doubles and triples and things like that. I mean, even a guy like I think that one of the most underrated players in this league, and maybe just because he just destroys me every time I play him, is Max Allegretti. Like every time I play against this guy, he is an absolute monster. It's impossible to get him out. I think that was a steal for this team, and I like the makeup of what Seth was able to do with his draft, I think they probably have the best outfield in the league, or close to the best outfield in the league. Um, so I don't know. I personally really like this team.
Who's their second baseman?
So I guess they got Steve at short, Kyle, Seth, and Jared in the outfield. I'm assuming it's going to be Max, who's a good second
Max.
baseman.
Max played there most of the game the other day. They mixed in a little Jordan Brent when it wasn't Max.
Yeah. And then Dan plays third.
Just a quick update. Apparently, Nick Martino wears a cup to play softball. Ant is texting me, validating himself right now. So I just wanted to say that, just for anyone out there. But going back to this, it's that defense sounds very accurate, Jomo, and their outfield's unbelievable. It's gonna come down to Papa D, and just what he brings on the dish, and if they can help him out defensively, and their lack of pop. Sandagate has not been eating his Wheaties. I see the box right there. It's unopened. So if he's their power threat, we have big problems in Drzezinskiville.
I think Seth is a 2, and him being a 3 is a gift. I think up the middle they're going to have to be very good defensively. I'm glad that he has Steve there at short. I'd never seen Max play second, so I can't really talk about that. But I think they're a tier 2 team, and I think have a chance to go on a run. Top 9 team.
So this is interesting then, from what you guys are saying, based on your tiers. I'm assuming Dom, I know, well, I'll pick one. So Lombardi, you have them in tier 1, correct? Both of you guys?
I have them as the second best team, yeah.
Okay.
I have them 6-7. I was back and forth between the two of them.
Okay, so I don't want to jump ahead, and then I have Toronto as my other tier 1 team.
Same.
Wow, so Marty, you have them as 2.
Yeah.
I think they're the third best team.
Well, before we jump ahead then, so Lombardi, I mean, I guess the only question mark is...
Did you just hear him? Yeah, he just screamed, he's a power hitter.
Oh, come on, Steve, relax. That's like saying I have a strong arm. What is so is Villani playing short? Is that the word on the street here with this team?
Your guess is as good as mine.
I played a scrimmage with them. They didn't have either Villani or Junior.
From what I've heard, though, I've heard the kid can flat out play short. I've heard he played yellow ball. I'm sure you guys have probably seen it. I think he played for the Rays or whatever, and with Greg and those guys. And I hear he's just fine in the position.
I think the question becomes, I personally think that Nick is a better shortstop than Mike Jr.
Yes.
I also think that Nick Villani is a better left center fielder than Mike Jr. The question becomes, at what point or at what position is the trade-off for not having Nick Villani in the other position minimal? Like, when is the difference there? So it's like, if Mike gives you 70% at shortstop versus 80% in the outfield, who do you pick? It's going to be the left center fielder shortstop combo is going to be the one or two of them all year. There's never going to be another option.
I'd put Junior in the outfield, and clearly shortstop was a lot. He hit as poorly as I've seen the kid hit in the 2-3 years that I've known him. I think often, whether it's pitching or shortstop, playing that position and your batting average, sometimes when you're trying to learn from scratch, one affects the other. And it looked like, I'm not saying that was Mikey's issue last year, was that his batting suffered because of him having to kind of deal with being a shortstop. I just think I'm not even going to question it. I'm going to put him in left center field and let him go back to raking, and I'm going to let Nick play short.
Yep.
And he's still going to hit the same high 400s, low 500s with speed. You know, you don't really count on Nick to be the guy that brings you pop. So just let him get on base, let him play a really good shortstop, and Junior can handle left center.
Yeah.
Personally, I might even put Coco at short and put the two of them in the outfield and just let them run free and never let a ball drop.
You just
But
took a tier 1 team and you put them in tier 42, bud. Come on.
I just don't know. I don't know what the right formula is.
I
Uh,
feel I just feel like if I'm managing this squad, I'm going up to Nick and I'm saying, yo, listen, shortstop, it is yours. You are going to play 22 games at this position. And if there's a bit of a learning curve for the first few games, no problem. We're going to get past that. But you are going to man this position for 22 games and you will be just fine. And I think that Mike Jr. can play a good enough left center field. Like the ceiling for me with Mike Klaczynski Jr., I think he could be the best player in the entire league. I truly believe that. He has every tool imaginable. He has a ton of power. He's got a violent swing. Like the sky's the limit for that kid. And yeah, the makeup of this team, they kind of have it all. So certainly tier one, no brainer there.
Yeah. Yep. The biggest thing for me, and I think it'll win him a lot of like meaningless games in that sense. I just question the leadership on this team. Like, haven't played them, and I know it's a scrimmage, and they're missing their 1-2. There just wasn't a lot of energy and chatter, and Klecko was their voice, and he was the
Yeah.
most passionate one there. And love my Klecko. I have a problem imagining a world where Klecko is the nicest guy ever, is your source of energy.
Right.
Like
nice skip.
that's not ideal for running a ball club. So I hope that's just the fact that they were missing their 1 and 2. I They're so talented on paper.
Yep.
They're the best team on paper. Not close.
I would love to see these two young kids, and because I know obviously Jim's the captain, but to your point, Marty, I'd love to see. And Doug's gonna yell at me because I said to your point. He's claiming I said it too much, but um, if you can take Klaczynski Jr. and Nick and say like, guys, listen, you're the two best athletes on this team. You're gonna also just be the leaders of this bunch, and I could see that like doing so much for this squad, on a
What
week in and week out basis.
I would love to see a group chat that is Junior, Villani, Jim Lombardi, and 98% of the messages that are sent are Junior and Villani, and then
Yeah.
Jim just liking things. That would be the group chat that I hope exists
Yeah.
and can lead them to the promised land. I would love to see this group win. There's a lot of great people on this team. A lot of people that I would personally root for if I wasn't their competitor.
And to your point, Joe,
Yes. To my point.
I think sometimes I think we're all forgetting that you got Mike Senior on the team. That I
Former
know
captain.
I know
Yep.
he's a cool customer, but I also know that if someone needs to be a leader in a moment, he can be that.
Yep.
And I think maybe this is the sum is equal to all of its parts. Team, I could see this team faltering in the semis. Like I could see them going a far way
I could see them not even getting there.
and just not having the juice and the play. I can see them coming across a very, very passionate Pingaro or Toronto or even
Carroll.
Carroll team.
They could easily lose to Carroll in round 2.
I think over a 20. This is like the antithesis of your team, Joe, where I feel like in the playoffs you'll see the best version of yourselves. I think in the regular season you'll see the best version of Team Lombardi.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
How about this? We'll jump from one extreme to the other. I guess it kind of seems like the consensus here is tier 3, but what about this Poulter squad?
3.
3, Marty. 4. Marty's just offline
the
for
chat.
seeing him. He's that disgusted. Nah, listen, I do have them in tier 3. I don't like. I looked at them again defensively. They're not that bad. I think Marty, you hit on this point earlier. Like, they're not really, when you look at the makeup, they're not that bad defensively. Like they got Santa in left center, they got Gaglio with short pulls on the mound. Cumber, I'm assuming, can play right center. Joey can play second. Or no,
No,
sorry,
Richie
Richie.
Allen at
Sorry,
second.
right.
Richie
Cumber can
Allen at
play
second.
right,
Yeah.
right. Cumber can play, um, outfield with Joey. Like they're not bad defensively. I would say it's just can they? But then when you look like 8 down in the lineup, are they going to be able to provide enough offensive firepower to compete against other teams? I don't know. You're the Yankee guy, right? Is that the thumbs down,
That's all I got. That's all I got for Team Poser.
Dom?
I actually think that they started out really well, like the first 4 picks or so, and then after, I did not love the way the rest of the team came together. And I think Santa's a stud. Like he's one of my. He was like, he's like a guy when you look at, if you put all the ones on the field, the ones and twos, and you watch them play a game, he's like the guy that would stand out the most. And that doesn't always equate to like winning or being the best team. Just because I don't know if he's got the support of like is Gaglio going to stay healthy for the whole season? He's in his 40s. He looks like he's going to run through a fence every other game. Like
Yeah.
I have question marks about this team that makes me there's too much parity in the top 10, 12 teams for me to put them inside of it. That's that's how I would say it.
Yeah.
They don't have, like, if you're building this lineup, is Poser protecting Santa, or do you need Gaglio to protect Santa?
I think Polzer has to, and that's
It's a scary world to live in.
he's going to get walked 37 times.
Yeah, like, I feel like you almost kind of need Gaglio there, and then it opens up the question, who do you need to lead off? Joey Pargament's not historically the best leadoff guy. I don't think that's where he's most comfortable. Can you get something out of, like, Jeff Arnold or Rich Allen, or are you grasping at straws there?
This Cumber kid though looked like he could hit a little bit more from what I saw in that tournament. He looks like he's got some ability.
I don't recall him getting too many hits last week.
He's
Really?
not. There is no walk rule punitive enough to stop me from walking Mike. Aside from the fact that I consider him a very good friend and I would like him to swing the bat because he drove to the field, is the most compelling argument you could make for me to pitch to him. Is do it for your friend. You know,
Yeah.
there's no one else, and that's how I felt a little bit about Dennis, but way more about Santa. Because
My
Gaglio is
biggest,
behind him, you got to put him in front of him. And then what? This guy hits a double. Go ahead, go to first, bud.
I don't know, you can't really, I mean, if you walk Santa, and then you have Gaglio behind him, who came on this very podcast and said he wants to slap singles to right field. And by the way, having played against him, that's his best swing. So he's going to slap singles to right field. He might be able to turn him into a double, depending on where it goes, who it goes to. And now you just walk Santa and you turned it into second and third, or first and third, and now you have your guys like Cumber or Pargament or Richie Allen or Andy to drive them in. That is a lot better than Gaglio singling, walking Mike. Now you only have first and second, and then pulls or double play.
Right.
I'll take my chances.
I agree. I would take my chances either way. It's just a matter of what sets them up best to capitalize.
It is like we didn't talk about the Toronto team yet, but like the guys that actually, for my money, the guys that protect Nick Toronto are Bickoff and Chalia, and then probably Eddie Fausick. Like when you're living in a world where you're 10, 11, 12, 13 can get on base 3 out of 10 times each. And now these guys, like, I don't see that on Polzer's team. So, like, I don't really see a bottom of your lineup where you're like, 2 of these 4 guys are going to be on base kind of every time they roll through, which inherently provides protection by not leaving the bases empty for you to walk Mike. I think Mike is going to come up with an open first base more often than Nick or Dennis or some of these other guys that we're wondering who's going to protect them. I don't think they have like the all the way through the lineup issues that really make you think about walking Michael. That's
Yeah.
that's what I
So
think. That's why they go to tier three. It's just too many solid teams in the middle.
They have 4 outfielders. They do not have 5 outfielders. Mike, his work schedule's a nightmare. Joel Potos always misses games. Who knows with Cumber? If they're missing one outfielder, they're in grande trouble. Grande trouble.
yeah, I'm looking now. I'm trying to see who goes out there. I guess Joey can go out there. No, oh, he's
Joey's
already out.
already out there.
Just
He's
kidding.
already there.
Just kidding.
Humber in left, Santa left center, Joey right center, Joel Podos in right. Jeff Arnold is the next outfielder. And I love Jeff Arnold. I don't know how much you can rely on him in a corner outfield position consistently. Do I think he can get better? Yes. I'm not saying all this to tear Jeff Arnold down. I love them. I love the guy. Makes me very nervous that he's the 5th option. You just played with Jeff.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's not a bad outfielder at all.
Yeah,
You make a good point though. Let's see if let's hope their attendance holds up. But yeah, I mean we got him. I think we got him in tier 3 for a reason.
yeah.
What about? So I know Dom, you touched on them a bit with this Toronto squad. I've got them in tier 1. I'm assuming you do as well, Dom and Marty. I don't know what your thoughts are.
I have him in 2 because I'm weirdly high on this Bico team.
So that was your flip there.
Yeah, like if I put Bico in the tier that they probably should be, then I think Toronto would bump up to 1. Them or Seth, I think they're even for me.
Yeah. I think any team starting with just the Torontos alone that propels them quite a bit. And then to your point earlier, Dom, with Faucic and A-Rod up the middle, just a solid, everything up the middle from Juraski to Nick and to Anthony and then Eddie and A-Rod. They're just solid, very, very solid up the middle, and they'll be tough to score runs on.
I think the only 2 teams better than them are the Lombardi team and the Marone team. Those are the only 2 teams that I rate higher than them currently.
I can't give you a reason. This is just like something I feel. I just feel this team, isn't it? And that's all I got.
I was like, this team is it. When I was
I don't know.
watching their scrimmage, I was like, this team.
Having not seen their scrimmage, right? I can't get the feel, the look and feel of their team. I'm just looking at the names of guys, and I'm just
Not feeling it.
just a little bit underwhelmed.
That's fair.
I don't know. I don't, like I said, I don't have a good reason. I gotta trust my gut, and my gut's telling me I want a little bit more.
The only
I think
thing
I want A-Rod to be. I want one of A-Rod or Faucic to be a better hitter. Like power wise, I want their 4, 5, 6 to be a little bit faster. I want Lewicki and Rivera to just be a little bit faster and more energetic from my small doses I have with them. I just want a little bit more from those areas that I currently am not feeling.
The only thing I was going to say is one of the other reasons why I have this team in tier 1, I think I originally had them in tier 2, but I bumped them into tier 1, is because when I look at everyone else's squad, rounds 10 through 13, I think this team, you can make an argument they might have the best 10 through 13 in the league. I think that Spitaletto is an excellent hitter, especially at 10. He offers some pop. Orwell's not a bad hitter by any stretch. Bickoff's not a bad hitter. And even Pat Shelley is really not a terrible hitter. So when I look at those 4 guys collectively against the other 10 through 13s in the league, you can make an argument that they have one of the top bottoms in the league.
And that's
The
an
only
incredibly
saving
fair
grace,
point.
the only saving grace to that Goddard team last year, the reason why they weren't as much of a handful as they probably should have been, was because of those bottom three, four guys. On this team, I don't see a break. It's like it's it's a problem if you don't get these fucking late guys out, and you got to deal with Eddie, who's gonna hit 500, and then Nick, who is a top three hitter in the league, and
Yep.
Erod's got to figure it out. But you got Ann and Juraski, like these guys are all you're talking about batting 4 500 hitters plus in a row, and you're talking about a bottom of your lineup that's going to get on base. You're fucked. You're fucked because you can't turn around and say, "Oh, they're going to play shoddy defense." They got two
Right.
left center fielders. They got the Heitzners on the corners. They got the Torontos up the middle with Joe, who's very athletic.
Yep.
Where's the hole for these guys? Like, I had
Yeah.
this Goddard team in tier two. Watching them play this team, I'm like, this is a tier three team, I guess. That or they're this good because
Mhm.
I have my reservations about the Goddard team for different reasons, but man, they for a team that I thought was pretty good, I thought, and it's just a scrimmage. It's just a scrimmage. It doesn't mean
Right.
that much. Like I played with the Caputos last year. I know Vince likes to kind of get it kind of going slow, and they're missing guys and all this other. Just like the camaraderie of Nick's team already. Like Heitzner is a great, great glue guy. It's hard to show up and look at Nick Toronto's abdomen and be like, we don't have a chance to win this game. So like you put all these things together, and it's like, yeah, I think I have Rosenstock's team right after them, and then I have the Goldfarb team, I think, right at 6, and I forget, and then I have Bomb and Blit at 5, and I think those are my top 6 teams in order, and man, you could roll a dice to tell me which team is going to be in the finals versus the other one. I wouldn't be shocked.
So we're in pretty lockstep on the tier one, but you hit on it, Dom, with this Goddard team. Where do you have them? And there were another team where I was a little unsure of, and then I ended up with them in tier three, admittedly.
I put them in 3 because I have Wallman in 2, and
Same.
after playing Wallman this week and seeing the complete picture, and seeing like Todd is going to run a really good ship. Fred wants to win. My boy Brulo's out there. Like they have, and David is a stud. It looks under what they have they have like a big personality in Fred, and then a bunch of very underwhelming small personalities like Magarello, things like that. But when you get them all at the field, holy shit, they're going to be a tough team to beat. You better fucking get good sleep before you play them, and you better fucking not shit the bed, because they're like they're like the fantasy football team where no guy is going to score like 30 points in a week, but they're all going to put up 15 week after
Just
week.
yeah,
after
12
week.
to 15 and smother you.
Yeah.
Even they got Brandon Aubrey.
Right, exactly. They're never going to
Love it.
score the most points, but they're never going to score the least. And so week after week after week, this is lunch pail approved Wallman. And I think Goddard, I don't know what their identity is going to be. I watched him play without all the Randells. I know Brad wants to play second base. Justin wants to play right field. Like you have Joe Caputo there, who is a better second baseman than probably 15 or 16 of the other teams.
Yeah.
Maybe Anthony Toronto's a better second base. There's very few better second basemen than Joe Caputo, and you can't already be trying to lobby to play that position and to do things, and it all kind of comes and goes. But
And that's my biggest problem with them. And I put this in the write up. I mean, I did the Goddard write up. I worry about this team's attitude. And you're starting already with a Dom. Who's playing second? Who's playing right? Who's the coach of this team? It's those things are already starting. I promise you that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they have like one of my favorite guys. Like I played with the Caputos and PK last year. Great guys. Evan Abramson, one of my favorite people. But it's a lot of like, I like Mark and Jeff. Say what you want about Mark and Jeff, how they draft a team, run a team. Never played for them. I know them as good human beings. I like hanging out with them. They are going to make the decisions that they think are best for their team. And I don't know how much they're going to do with managing the personalities that they're going to have to manage. I'm not saying they can't do it or won't do it, but if this team kind of came together, became a cohesive unit, I think they're going to be pretty good. But like you said, there's a chance for a lot of volatility on this team that could make a tough week in and week out to kind of come to the dugout
The,
and be there.
the last thing on this Goddard squad for me is, and I was chatting with Pete at bowling. Ironically, I actually subbed for the Conti squad. Little known fact: I am a somewhat decent bowler, and I did
6-pound ball?
absolute, huh?
6-pound ball?
I don't know what it is. I think it's 15 pounds. Um, but we wiped the floor with Pete and Pez's squad, so that was fun.
Nice.
But no, but for real though, I was talking to Pete, and the interesting thing for me was like, how are you guys going to construct this lineup? It's not like you have a true 3 or 4 hitter. You have a bunch of leadoff guys and a bunch of 2 hitters. Like Vince is a leadoff hitter, Perigine's a leadoff hitter. You can make an argument that Joe's a leadoff hitter. PK is probably more of a 2 hitter. They don't really have that big bopper in the lineup. I know Jeff can supply a little bit of pop every now and then. Even a guy like Abramson is like a good leadoff type slasher guy. So it'll be interesting to see how they construct their lineup to generate a lot of runs.
It's an unbelievably fair point. And that is also a concern of mine. It's like,
I think they hit
PK's
Vince.
their boppers. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen PK hit a ball out of Union Hill. I know
I've seen him hit
it's
one,
just
but that's
not
not
his
really.
swing.
Yeah, it's not his game.
Yeah. So
They
it's
went
like, at that
Vince.
point, it's like, there's not even a walk threat on this team. I think their walk guy would be Vince Caputo because he takes a fuck ton of pitches.
Yep.
They went Vince, Perigine, Pete, Joe Caputo, then I guess Evan Abramson. But I would put Perigine 1 and Vince 2. You also don't want to have anyone in front of Vince because he turns a single into like he'll hit a ball to the third baseman and somehow be on second base.
Right.
I've never seen that like that before.
It could take them like 7 singles to plate 4 runs, 3
It's
runs.
a lot of it's shades of our team from last year, and we needed to go on like a nice 6-7 game streak just to be 500. That's not easy to do.
Right. So basically, well, I don't know about you guys, but I had Goddard tier 3 and Waldman tier 2. It sounds like we were pretty lockstep there. So I guess the last team is this Pollock squad, and I got him in tier 3.
It's so hard to put a Tino team in tier 3, is it? Is it doable?
It's so hard. He's just made 3 straight
Who's
finals.
the best shortstop in the league?
The questions I have about this team are like what you're getting out of. Their 1 through 4s are gonna bring it. I feel real good about this Cooner individual.
Same.
My question is, what are you getting 5 down any week in, week out?
That's kind of where I was, Marty. I mean, this team for me, I probably could have. I was teetering with them with tier 2, but you just hit it right on the head. For me, I looked at this team from their 5 kind of down in the lineup, and let's see what I'll see what we'll get from them, on a weekly basis.
Like, they're 1 through 3 hitters. We're talking about Martino and Jay-Z, incredibly capable of hitting 600. Like, so capable. And then Cooner, I think, got that guy. He's got the swing to hit that. I won't say 600, but he can hit 5.5s. So let me say Cooner's unbelievable this year. And they have 3 600 hitters at the top of their lineup. Do they have a hitter in this lineup, Mitch Pollock? Do they have someone 5 down that's going to hit over 420? guaranteed. Or 50, guaranteed. Like, they might have 600, 600, 600, low fours, threes, and twos. And at that point, how does that team score runs?
It's going to be
It's
hard.
funny,
And can Tino save enough runs to combat that?
I'd like to see Austin and Holden take the next step. Man, maybe it's, hey, maybe it's not having, dad on the squad. Maybe it propels them to the next level, thinking that, they got to kind of take it on their own shoulders and take it to the next level. But if those two guys, for me, if they can take it to that, to that next level, then this team could be okay.
I
Like,
just can't
Austin
see
hit
Nick
520
Martino
last year. The
seeing
year before, 333. The year before, oh, sorry, Austin hit 419 last year, and Holden hit 394 last year. That's not good enough on this team.
Right.
I just won't do it.
Austin hit 520 for Frank, and Holden hit 420 for Frank. That's much better. That sounds way, way better for this Pollock team.
I'll put them in tier 2 because they have Nick.
Fair.
And honestly,
I got him in 3 because I can't put them above Wallman
any
or
other
Goddard.
name aside from Cole Fluter or Nick Martino at shortstop, they're tier 3 for me. Any other name. Give me any other name. I don't care who it is.
That's a fair point,
And it would be tier 3. And that's, I think, rounds it out, right? That's the last team.
Yeah.
That was the last team. Yep.
You have them in 3, I'm guessing?
Yeah, I had well, I know we're a little bit different, but I had Marone, Toronto, Lombardi, Baumenblit, Rosenstock, and Dzerzhinsky for me in tier 1, and then Byko, Carroll, Goldfarb, Wallman, Kessler, Pingaro in tier 2, and then Meyer, Goddard, Pollock, Conti, LaRocca, Polzer tier 3.
It's hard to argue. It's hard to argue.
We'll see.
It's hard to argue
There it is.
when you made such a mistake by putting us in tier 3. It kind of invalidates all the other 15 people. You did. So yeah, I'll refrain from arguing now, but we'll see. We have a bet on the books for pizza.
Deal.
What was the bet? Who was hitting higher
It was
than Greg?
Lucas over Greg.
Lucas Priest batting average, right?
Batting average, yes. That's all we're
right.
looking at.
All right, Greg. I've never been a bigger fan than you than right now.
Batting average, that's it. All right, that's a fair one.
I like it. Ronnie Pacheco said, played them in a scrimmage. They are good. Definitely not tier 3.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's Pollock.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, they did. They did play
Ronnie
them.
doesn't know what he's talking about.
Whoa, don't say anyone on his team's name. Are you kidding me? Including his own. It's unacceptable. He will do something to you. He's going to do something to you if you say something about someone on his team again. He's going to chew his cabbage.
If you had to pick, I guess your tier 1. Can you put up the tiers one more time, Martin?
Yeah.
Give me one team from tier 2 and one team from tier 3 that could win the championship.
I like this. We did this last year, I think, actually. If I had to pick a team from tier 2 to win it all, and Dom, you're not going to like my answer, but I'm going to take Byko from tier 2.
You gotta take yourself, dude.
What
What are you wearing?
unbelievable
Mark those
I
up
can't
right
do
now? You
that.
gotta pick
What an
yourself.
unbelievable answer from an unbelievable person.
I just can't do it. I apologize, but I'm going to take Byko, sadly. And then if I had to take a team from
Sadly.
tier 3, yeah, sadly. God, you know what? It's funny, Dom. I think you got me kind of thinking now. I might have to take this Pollock team, even though they're tier 3. The Tino factor, the fact that I keep forgetting he's been to the he lives in the finals, so it's hard to say. Can any of these other 5 teams do it for me? Maybe, but I'll take Pollock from that tier 3.
Not a bad guy to bet on, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it would be Toronto. Toronto was in my tier 2 that I wanted to put in my tier 1, but it just didn't work because I'll dick sucking Byko for some reason. But they're my guys. They're my guys from tier 2.
And what about
And then
from
I'll be
tier 3,
different. I'll
Mark?
say LaRocca. I'll say LaRocca from tier 1. If
Wow.
their lineup works out, watch out.
I didn't see that.
If it works out for LaRocca, look out. But if it doesn't, oh boy, run for the hills.
I thought you were going to say Conti in his jerseys.
No, God no. If there was a 4th tier, they're in it.
I like it.
Good talk, fellas. Thanks
Yeah.
for coming on, Joe. It's fun.
Yeah, anytime. You guys know that.
We're gonna have to do like after the All-Star break, the amended power tiers.
Yes.
With
I think we
Yeah,
did
see
that
how
last
guys
year.
go.
That's always fun to see where we're at, or where we kind of landed.
Yeah, for sure. We'll compare this graphic to that graphic.
after the trade deadline.
That would be wild if there were trades in this
Could
league.
you imagine?
Like week 4, you get the call.
Start trading picks from you got it like Beef gets traded for Billy Trisano and they have to jersey swap.
Yeah, right.
Rosenstock trades his number 1 this year for a future 2 and 3.
Yeah. Yeah, we just
That
we
would
just
be
pick
sick.
up Pablo from Ben for a 1-3 next year.
Oh man.
All right,
Yeah, but we
fellas.
get a solid like 50 viewers. We appreciate all you guys. Good luck at the scrimmages this week. DeMarco, if you need help breaking in that cup, I'm sure Dennis O'Connor will help you out. Joe, we appreciate you. We'll be back
Of course,
next
guys.
Tuesday, right? Barring
Anytime you guys want me on.
Absolutely. The thing we didn't mention, Commissioner's Cup, that's the next event, next Wednesday. We'll talk about that, I think, next pod, but Commissioner's Cup coming soon. Check out on Facebook.
Nice.
Yeah. Cool. Appreciate you, folks.
All right, boys. Thanks for having
See
me.
ya.
Ciao.